even makes sense to me. I don't know
Mm.
anymore. Uh, okay, cool.
Ooh, who just came in?
It was ink.
Hello.
Okay, wait, we changed her name to Z again because every time her name is anything but Z.
Why do you do this?
What?
Why you do this?
I don't know what she did. This is what she did. Alright, I sent the tweet out. I called it Comic Crocs. I didn't know what to call it. Hey Jay, hey, oppose art?
Oppose is ah oppose.
Oh, you have too many friends. I have no friends. I need friends. Why don't you
What?
introduce me to people?
Oh
Huh?
god. We called it comic crawl, but then
You have no idea.
really
No, you don't even know why I called it Comic Crawl. I was so tired.
yeah. So I mean I don't know, just for people who
Mm.
are here, we are gonna like I'll just mention that we are actually gonna be talking about like how much work quote unquote is enough. Like what do you mean besides just sit knuckling down and making a comic?
Yeah, it's
Nick
like
the halfling. I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe
Done
you.
what?
I can't believe you've done this.
Mm.
Actually, let me see. Bit dot bit. I have a Bitly link, and it makes me very happy to have. Oh fuck! I can't believe you've done this. Oh, £5.40. I actually
What?
forgot. I forgot I was supposed to swear. God damn it. Damn.
Oh,
Damn isn't a swear, right?
yeah.
Damn isn't a
Okay,
swear.
that's right. That's right. Just a reminder, like we have a running total, like a swear jar kind of running total. So
Yeah. It's a
if you see,
540.
if you see, if you see, then like curse on stream because he's trying not to curse so much.
Yeah.
Hang on, hang on. What was the command again?
uh Stops. I don't know. We stop swear. The
Hang on.
dogs.
Was it bad words or something like that? I can't remember.
I think it was.
Um,
Okay, I'm just gonna go onto the website and look at it.
yeah, because I can't see like what the command is. But then if you
Lol.
hear like if you hear Nan swear in stream,
Punish me.
you
Punish me.
yeah, you punish you like use the command like I mean which
Mm.
whatever it is like can you find out like what it is and then
It's no swear. It's so
wait
it's so succinct. No swear.
yeah so you see that you use that and then like you'll bring it to our attention and then like adds another 10p to the running total
It's
that he has to
20p
donate
because I live
20p
on the
now.
edge.
Okay, so far we have like
Five
five
pound
pound
40. Some
what
lucky,
5 pound 40
yeah, some lucky bastard's gonna get £5.40 given to them.
at the end of the month
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be
it
great.
isn't I mean we will like pick an artist like or whatever to give it to like
Yeah,
just
tell
throw
us,
them some.
throw them some shekels. Help society. I'm in a server that I don't know what I'm in, why I'm in it, but it's called the Island of Misfit Toys. I have,
Misfit toys.
yeah. Haven't you watched Christmas? Don't you watch Christmas movies? Rankin Bass Christmas
Some
movies. They're like these animated, like not claymation, but like weird knitted animal movies, knitted Rudolph movies. One of them is literally called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Island of Misfit Toys.
so weird.
Yeah, it's so good.
Sounds so weird.
It is.
How
It's creepy.
is everyone doing in the chat so far? Oh god, my dogs are.
I I don't even feel bad. That's really funny.
No, because one of them is bullying the other.
You need to get nicer dogs. The dogs that are nicer to each other.
Mm. You guys play nice, but they're surrounding me right.
Oh,
Hi, Letty.
you're so
Yeah,
they're so nice.
let us know. Okay, but speaking of like, I mean,
Yeah.
how is the interactivity thing like working as well? God,
No.
sorry,
I'm buying
no.
materials for an EVA foam show. No. Actually, sort of. Okay, it's complicated.
Okay,
Yeah,
what's up?
it's complicated. I'll do it and like just do your thing. I'll get to you in a second. Uh, did it? Not that one.
Okay. So buying materials to make an EVA foam shield. Ooh, cosplaying.
Yeah, he LARPs.
Oh, LARPing.
Yeah, something I have never wanted. Something I don't even understand. I think I'm just old.
Oh.
I say that and Kaz just feels it in her soul.
Yeah, I'm just like, you what, mate?
Yeah,
you what?
Hurry up and condense the entire podcast in the next 9 minutes. Comic creating isn't the end, and you should probably aim for other things outside of comic creating. There is a lot more to all your work, and your artistic endeavors actually mean something, so you should probably move yourself off of the grind and stop looking at those stats. Okay, done. That's enough. Like, guys, that's the most condensed I can make it. You can leave.
Or no. I mean, I think what Carrie keeps telling people is probably easier. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't listen to that man. He's crazy. Nah.
Nah, like, I mean, we're only like half joking, but then you really want to look at yourself.
I was almost gonna call this episode "Comic Artists Are Lazy" because I thought it was funny, but that would go down so badly.
You think?
No shit.
You think?
I wasn't. Look, it would have been really funny for me. But again,
yeah, I mean, you'd get it'd be a clickbait title. You'd get like a lot of angry people on
exactly.
Here,
it would be so tank. Funny. I mean, it wouldn't tank. I would never say that.
You're okay. Let's see that.
Oh my god! Don't encourage my worst instincts. Let's see. LARP for me actually has more free from content, video games and D&D, and when I do dumb stuff, I actually get physically hit up. Somehow, I don't know why I think that's really funny. He just LARP so that he can get hit. I respect that.
Like, I mean, we say it about comics, but maybe we also include art. Like, in a moment, we're talking about like maybe you shouldn't do art or comics for money.
Let me see. Actually, who's that? Oh, hey, Marie. I'm gonna say it that way. That's a different person. Marie. Yeah.
Oh, Marie.
Not Mary. Marie.
Oh God, you got me wondering whether our big dog is actually here.
Oh my God! Don't worry, Marie. I love you. She doesn't love anyone else.
YouTube. Let me just see if it works on YouTube.
All of our patrons like you more than they like me, by the way.
But
just gonna let you know.
What?
All of our patrons like you more than they like me.
Why?
Because when I asked them who to choose a voice for, oh, okay, you seem to Snow to okay, it's Snow Wolf. When I asked them who to choose a voice for and what voice line they should choose for this month, they were just like Kaz and Uwu. So
Kaz and Uwu.
Yeah,
okay.
that was.
Did they want anything more than Uwu?
No, that was it. That was genuinely it. I don't know why. No one chooses me. No one. Wait, Snow just said I'm okay. I don't know why I read that again, thinking it was an entirely different message. Let's see.
Let me just see if I can use the YouTube link. And then I still have your Tusk voiceovers. You have Tusk voiceovers as in Donald Tusk.
Oh no, not Donald Tusk. There's a movie called Tusk, and it's terrifying and it's wonderful, and it's basically this body horror movie, body horror, not buddy, body horror movie.
Body, okay.
Yeah, and like in it, there's one character who's just like, stop blubbering, Mr. Tusk or something, and I sent Ayashi a recording of it because I thought it was funny, and I said, hey, look, I can act the voices. I can't, but it was funny. Ayashi has been my voice coach while I did all my reading for Amazon. I'm still gonna do more stuff, so that's the thing. I want to make sure the people here, I'm giving them the time. I burned the bejesus out of my back. Nick, what are you doing? Yeah, he gets turned into a walrus. Yep. It's a wonderful movie. Everyone should watch Tusk. Let's see. What's the thing? What's it called again? Ooh. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like. I'm just posting stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I found out what the problem is. You're not gonna like what the problem is. It's a stupid problem.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
It's okay. So it wants me to go. Basically, like the engine is having like the OBS is having like weird problems with capturing browsers. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like go in and just put on a harder acceleration and it will stop. Wonderful. That's anyway. Just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Ink. So wait, what did Marie say? So my drawing tablet broke. Yay, life loves me. Well, it could be worse, Marie. It could be worse. You could be on fire. Or you could be doing what Kaz is and sending the messages to the just everywhere. You good? You good there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey Bash, what's up? You've been around for full episode. That's okay, Bash. It'll be all right. We've not even started yet, so you can pretty much talk about what you want. Yeah. Hey, Joker. What's good, bud? Hey, Pan. How are you? How do I say it? Is that Pan-galicious? Or Pan?
Oh, that's Pan. Pan, my friend Pan. Ah.
You have friends?
Like God. Okay, like you do realize like half the time like I'm also like going around saying that hey we're live a bit.
I know.
Yeah, we're starting the thing. We're starting the thing properly in 5 minutes. Like we're just
because
like
without you we would only have 3 people. Hey Arrow, what's up?
Arrow is here, which is good too. Yeah.
Melon Pan.
Yeah, Anton told me he was gonna come on a bit, but he's gonna have to wrestle.
Anton kind of terrifies me. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I mean, it's more intimidation than anything else. Not in a bad way. Just in like oh my God, you good? It's like it's like when I met Michelle Obama. It's just like oh my God, it's Michelle. And then it was like 10 minutes of like you need to chill out.
Oh God, yeah. I saw a meme recently that said, "My name is Laura. I speak for the trees. Literally, and I'll break your knees." Okay. Yes, guys. Don't forget, right? If Nen swears, like the F word or even the S word, or whatever, just use exclamation mark no swear.
Thank you for telling everyone about my
yes, I mean we are holding user count. Remember, like you make an artist really happy at the end of it because we are making him put 20 pence in the swear jar
every time.
And at the end of the month he will donate it to an artist like on Coffee or something like that.
I fixed it. You wouldn't believe what the problem is. I unchecked it and it worked. That thing I said that was gonna worked.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It was so dumb. I can't believe that worked. People saying, your birthday was... It's all right, Nick. Don't worry about it. Happy late birthday, Nick. His birthday yesterday. SP.
Birthday!
It was... let's see. Oh. Let's see. I am trying to find. Do I use Kahoot?
Kahoot. Oh, Kahoot is a good thing.
Yeah, because
okay,
Kahoot is free. Dennis Rich.
Yes.
Hi, Dennis.
While we are waiting for Nen to finalize the rest of the setup, because this is going to be an interactive one, so you can get to answer some
proper one where I don't mess it up.
Yeah, he give you about a few more minutes and stuff. So let us know how you're doing, what you're up to.
Tell us how your work is going. I want to know what people are making stuff or starting to make stuff and how that's working out.
Yeah, whether it's a comic or not. I mean, yes, we are a comics focused podcast, but it doesn't mean that we don't have other creatives who we like talking to. You might be working on zine series or series of things? Or
Yeah. One of the works that we spent a lot of time on is almost done, and like that will be on YouTube, but it's already been on Patreon for a while. That's been
oh wait,
nice.
you mean the
Yeah,
comic that?
the last episode just finished. It was good. It was great.
Oh wait, which one was it?
Um, it was the one for. Hold on, I need to not
Was it
focus
Love
on.
Advice?
Yes, Love Advice. My brain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it was Love Advice, A Critique of Hell, and that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's done. It's finished. We just did a minor edit. I'm trying to put it in. Hey, Kit the Cabra. I always say your name wrong. I've been saying your name wrong since the day you joined my server. It's Kit Bracadabra. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bash. Before I leave, a friend gave advice to take a break from drawing for a week or two because of feeling let down with progress. What do you guys think? I say they still want to draw, but do need to take a break. Well, if you still want to draw, but you do need to take a break, just tell them, hey, if you collapse, you can't make anything.
No. That's to him because
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, what do you think one should do if they still want to draw but do need to take? Well, I mean, if it's for yourself, I would say like remember that if you, it's like in League of Legends. I know all of you play League of Legends. You know, if your DPS is out, you can't do damage. If you can't do damage, you can't take a tower. You know, you're fucked. Sometimes it's okay to take a break.
Your friend does have a point though. Like if you're not like taking the time to look at your art properly and think of what you need to what kind of like things you need to learn up properly or like tackle before to improve, or like I say don't actually actively draw, use the time to research what you can do.
That would be a good time to use your time.
Because like like when you do the thing, you're not necessarily actually properly like considering what it is you are actually doing.
Yeah.
Until like you finish the thing and then you go, shit, it's not it's not great. I don't think I'm progressing. Why is it? And some people, a lot of artists that I've seen, like they just do. In fact, this is actually one of the things we are going to be covering.
Yeah.
Like it's like why why is Kaz like going around posting on servers saying like, hey, maybe we're talking about maybe you shouldn't be doing art or comics for money.
Oh, that's something that's terrifying.
You guys have such cool accents. Okay, mine is scuffed. I've been in Malaysia a little bit too long, and slowly you can start hearing the Asian back.
Yeah, all you need to start doing is say la, and then.
And I don't agree with taking breaks for 2 weeks if you draw some. Jay, I think like it is like to each. I wouldn't say take a. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, I will say, Jay, you have like a more intense work schedule because you're just more experienced. So like most people, they need that break. Like if you got there through it, and that's great. I know you're experienced, you're pretty good, you've got all the time in. So like for you, it's okay. But for a lot of people who are more new, it's better for them to take time. Even if they're not more new, just for some people, it works better to like take a step back than to take a step forward. So I would say, as a better response, I think would be to say maybe take a step back if you feel like you should, or maybe draw something else. Try a variety of different things. Maybe not even taking a whole step back. Maybe even just the fact that you, instead of drawing 50 hours a week, you draw 30 hours a week. And then you spend the 20 hours playing Pokemon Go. Like
50 hours a week? Like, that's more than a 40-hour work week.
That's what Soph does. It's really scary.
Oh no.
Yes.
Why?
Anyway, instead of drawing 50 hours a week, draw 30 hours a week and then go play Pokemon Go.
Oh god, see, my dogs are all like...
The dogs are agitated by terrible work hours.
Pokemon. Yeah. Don't...
Again, it's all for you. Do you as to what you need. You know? Yeah, Kaz has rabies.
Ayashi, please.
Plus snow.
Why should people apologize for like having to take breaks?
No, you never need to apologize. Well, I will say that I think the point of most apologies I see of taking breaks. Hey Georgie, 50 hours is all right. Fuck you, George.
Pan's correct though. Like on the other hand, like sometimes just draw something for yourself a little bit.
Like I will say that suppose go play some Pokemon Go. You know what?
I mean,
You know what? Give me like 2 seconds. I'll give you. If you have Pokemon Go, I'll give you my Pokemon Go. My.
Oh my god, man! Why are you
What?
doing this?
I'm trying to support the positive behaviors, and sometimes.
I mean, at least Pokemon Go does make you walk.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like the effects of the outside are fucking insane. Like people underestimate it, especially people like us who all work indoors a lot. Hold on 1 second. My mic is gonna make a weird noise. Okay.
All right, Ayashi, we'll catch you. I mean, catch us a lot later.
Later, Ayashi.
I know you do that. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of us who work a lot, spend a lot of time working at home, working on a computer. The outside, you don't really appreciate it, but being outside for like even like 20 minutes, really, really helps. Like it changes your entire viewpoint on life. Let me see. Mm-hmm. All right, have you got Pokemon Go? I'm gonna write down my Pokemon Go number. If you want it, write it down on a piece of paper. 6307 Nens trainer code.
Oh my gosh. So and then I think we're pretty much like stuck in the stuck into the the topic itself. So we can go to the live screen, and then after we finish up with Bastar's question, we can then recap.
That's fine. That's completely fine. That will also give me time. That will give me a way to make questions.
Yeah, sure.
The thing is working cool top.
Okay.
Ask questions now.
Let me go back to the main problem that he points out is my coloring. Now, I have so full disclosure, I am also aware of Bash's work and output because I've met with him on several other communities, seen his progress in the past. He points out that you have problems with your coloring, and so sometimes at least one or two. Okay, so if that's the case, then you might not need to stop completely, but you might want to take some time off from actually doing the coloring and go and see have a good look and scrutinize what is wrong with your coloring and actively try and do some things to some new things with it. And maybe you don't test them out on commissions just yet. Test them out on some whatever pieces. If some other smaller pieces, just small quick sketches, try out some more different coloring stuff you think needs to be done.
She's right, because even just share work fatigue, visual fatigue could just be it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you've been doing the same thing on autopilot for so long, it's you do need that actual stop to make sure yourself study. I mean, I hate the grindy kind of study, because but sometimes it is a good way to reset. Patton is probably better at advising than I am on something like this.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who regularly burns himself out because I'm a genius, big brain, galaxy brain boy.
Oh my god, man.
Well, I mean, that is literally my entire life. It's work, don't sleep, have a terrible sleep schedule, burn out, explode inside, start again. And as of now, I'm currently a full graduate. Yeah.
Everyone, congratulate him. He's finally got his degree.
Yeah, I don't need shit. Oh god. £5.60. Anyway, so now that I finished my final exam and I don't need to look at that terrible university. Someone redraw it to have a giant extended brain. Do it. And then draw me a cow. That would be great. Anyway, someone who does that regular schedule of burning out regularly, it's just, you just need to do something else. The one time I didn't burn out was 3 months I spent working one project for somebody who, by the way, didn't pay me, and didn't take the work. It was really annoying. It was a full programming thing. I had developed a full stack, whatever, application thing. Anyway, so I make the thing for the guy, but the thing that's something from burning out was just every Sunday I went out and I threw rocks in the water. Not even kidding. That's all I did, and it was perfect.
Hey, that sounds nice. Actually, I hope you did. I mean, which any specific parks you went to or whatever?
No, it wasn't in London. I was in a different country. I just went to the nearest place that had grass and water, and I wasn't even sure it wasn't privately owned, but no one said anything, and I just threw rocks in the water. I hit a duck once. It was hilarious.
Oh god. Yeah, no, and then bully animals.
I said when I said the duck thing, Bash just went, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Great. yeah, did you ask this friend like what specifically is wrong with your coloring? Then did they also point it out so that you can actually take whatever they say and try it out for yourself? Because it's one thing to like get all that, but it's another thing to actually apply it.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes you need to be working on things that aren't as maybe pressuring as commissions to try and apply this.
That is true.
Because I will address like the whole commissions thing like later. So yeah, I think we can. I mean, is the interactive question thing working?
Yeah, all right, that's up. That's there. I
And
actually.
maybe the stream title can be, I mean, a bit different, because comic crawl kind of implies that we are it's like pop crawl and we're looking at a bunch of different comics, but that's really not the case.
I have never. You whenever you say this stuff, I just go like, how did you? I have never. But that's like a good idea. It's just my brain doesn't go there.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
because right, yeah, you're not the only Galaxy Brain wannabe here. Like,
Oh
I'm
my
trying to
god.
expose me. That's all. Yeah, you can DM me about it later. Like, perfect. Then I can talk to you on a one-on-one basis and all that. But we will like sort of address something similar in this podcast about like
Yeah.
like what kind. I mean, how much work is enough? Like, what really should you be doing in terms of like your work process and mentality? And everyone is at different stages. So I mean, I will admit that some of the advice we will be saying on this show may not be suitable for some people at that moment in time.
Yeah.
Or others might need it more than others.
What she said.
No, I mean, it's okay. Like, I think we've got many people who can weigh in as well. Bash.
Yeah.
So don't sweat it. Like,
Don't
some
sweat
of the people
it,
who are
son.
listening and
Don't worry, my son. It'll be fine.
yeah, even if it doesn't feel like it, right?
It'll always be fine. Oh no.
Okay.
Where is my browser? Oh shit, that's the wrong one. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right. So shall we like? I mean, so shall we like just do a little like quick summary about what it was supposed to be about this podcast, but then ended up.
I mean, it's still in the same region, but anyway, the general summary of today's podcast was going to be pretty simple. It's going to be, so you guys spend a lot of time working on comics, and a lot of you
your art or whatever.
Or your art or whatever, but you all tend to focus on that one outlet of your art, and it's like there's a lot of things beyond that, beyond the comics. I should have called this episode "Beyond Comics," beyond your comics. There's so much to look at, so much to work on, so many ways to take all the work and time you spent and utilize it elsewhere. And it's like, let's talk about whether you've actually tried to do it, where we think you could try to put it, and how fruitful, not how fruitful, but more like how much work would it take to actually transition from where you might be to where you could be. That kind of thing. That's pretty much it.
I mean, we have people in here who are not planning on going to comics per se, but I know a good proportion of people who are in here, they have got stories of their own they do want to like see in some form, see in like some like visual medium. Okay. Indeed. So yeah,
what she said, she knows everything. She knows more things than I do.
Okay, more things maybe about like people who are actually arting and what their goals are. Yeah, I probably do.
It's because she has friends, guys. She never introduced me to any of you.
Excuse you? Like, I have brought them in here. Okay, that is a start.
That is a start, I guess. Never
invited
me to dinner.
Can we like launch our first question and like see? I mean, just a simple one, like to find out like how many people here have got like their own like story that they are currently creating or want to create. It can be a comic, it can be an animation, it can be a series of illustrations, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Make sure it works, otherwise we're gonna have to just do it the manual way and everyone has to type it in the chat.
The manual way will take so long.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kaz. You're really getting me there.
Takes so long, but sometimes.
Okay. I forgot how Kahoot worked.
Oh no!
No, I'm kidding. It's fine.
You can. I mean, Nen is trying to like get a link up so that people don't have to necessarily
finally
write in the
let
chat.
Me do
but
it.
Okay. let's
Oh.
hey, throw the link up yet.
I'm doing it. Give me time. This
My God.
Oh.
How much more you said? I thought it was
Okay,
already like
that's it.
set up.
That's it. Yes.
Okay, so
Okay, you ready for it? I mean, it's not like
okay,
you
so
got
throw it.
choice.
Okay, so throw it in. Like,
Yeah.
play it. Player versus player on devices.
Okay.
Yeah, classic. Okay.
Yeah.
Join kit. Okay,
Playing
so
Kahoot with that. It's playing a song, and I didn't expect it to do that.
okay, so you guys go to Kahoot.it and use this pin.
Yeah.
And just
then
like
let me know the truth about your lives.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, animated series. Wait, Maki, you're making an animated series? What's the Kahoot? The Kahoot is for Kahoot things, son. Kahoot things.
Okay, so if you go on there, like you can just key in the game pin that you see on screen.
Yeah. All I've got is Maki.
Alright, and then you can
line art for chapter 3. Yeah. Working on my comic and line art for chapter 1.
Yeah, I'm just testing it out so you guys can.
Yeah.
Blu-ray Charles.
SP is animating something? Oh, no, not SP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, it's not SP. It's Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I should make something animated. Blu-ray Charles.
Blu-ray Charles. That's a cute name.
That's a cute name. It's literally
Very
one
cute.
question, so like, chill out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It wasn't you. It was Bash. I'm not great, but I try. I think that's okay. The rest of them are just looking at it, so I'll just start it. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yes, question 1. How many people have got comics they're working on? How many people have got comics they're working on? It's timing itself. Yes, I am. No, I'm not.
What's the yellow one?
Yellow one is Duck. Literally says Duck.
Duck? Why did you do this?
Because I could. Why would you take that away from me? There's only so little I've got to live for. You got this. Everyone starts from somewhere. Everyone's got an answer.
Okay.
Really? Duck? Okay. Anyway, but so it seems like a lot of you actually have stuff you're working on. Duck?
Okay, so I mean, and then the people who say duck, the people who say duck are probably
yes.
like too shy to say.
Hey, Carrie.
Okay,
I'm gonna say duck as yes, but yeah, you say you're actually doing it. Oh, it's fine.
Okay, let's move back to the main screen. Okay, so in a previous episode, we were talking about baptism by fire, and like just jumping right in. This time, it does seem like we might be going back on ourselves because we're doing hey, hang on, pump the brakes a little bit. Like, why are you doing just that? Simply put, right? I'm gonna get some heat from this, but at the same time, I know a lot of people realize it's true. Art is so all-encompassing and consuming that a lot of creatives get so much tunnel vision, just working and thinking like they have to grind and do things that they sometimes can't see the forest from the trees and forget to step back and take a look at their options from time to time.
Yeah.
To shore up what they're lacking and stuff. They sort of end up going like themselves like, I mean, it's not good enough. Like, it's not good if I know like I have to do better. But they kind of fail to. They kind of think the answer is doing more, like brute forcing their way through it, and it's like it's painful to watch.
It's like there's no point hurting yourself for your work. It's really not worth it. As someone who's like a big boy, who in my galaxy brain moments, again, galaxy brain, get it, guys. I'm always the person who's like, hey, maybe it's okay for you to work like 10 hours plus on one thing that isn't particularly of any major use, but you got to make it perfect. And I'm like, no, it doesn't really matter. Just do the thing that thematically makes enough sense. It requires the least amount of work, but achieves the same goal of making you feel creatively fulfilled. Anything else would be excessive.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I changed the poll thing to straw poll.
Straw poll's easier.
It's just faster. I'm too lazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, in fact, like, isn't that kind of the reason why like people like editors and managers exist? We kind of
I mean, like most of the work that I've seen editing end up doing is literally pacing. Like a lot of the work I've seen editors do is just pacing, because it's like an artist will burn themselves out.
Writers will, like, obsess over certain paces. Like,
writers will be like, did they notice that I put a cherry pie on page 2 where everything is supposed to happen? That pie symbolizes the blood that will be spilled. Like, no, shut the fuck up. I get it. It's great. It's artistically fulfilling, but my dude, no, this is too much work for you. You're working there, wondering if people notice the pie.
Yeah, it's the same as well for, like, some people drawing panels, like, they spend too much time. I mean, I know, like, just to get a certain look, you do need to spend, like, a bit of time, like, and love on each panel. Like, I can tell if a panel feels rushed as well, because
so many people also write, like, a backstory for everything before the actual comic is done, and it's like, oh, wait, did I swear?
Yeah, hang on, it's no swear. There we go. So far, you've taught it up at least 3 times.
580. Like, we're at 580 now.
You're at 580 now, £5.80.
Yeah, my life is gonna be so bad.
I mean, if you can relate to tunnel visioning in the process of your work and trying to get better, do let us know in the chat comments. Like, we will. I mean, we do feed off. We will do feed off, and we want to see, like, how many people can relate to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Pan has said I know Pan has said that they feel kind of attacked by the whole, like, tunnel visioning thing, and I mean, I'm also, like, again, I'm also aware of, like, where Pan is, like, right now. I mean, they're work as well, but also side job and all that. Like, no, actually day job. Moved to LA for it. So
it's just like, remember, you've got a lot of work you're also doing. Like, none of us do the thing we do, like, solo. Like, how do I put it? Even if this does really well, I will probably end up still working.
I think for some people, like, the reason, I mean, for quite a lot of people, the reason why they're they like spin their wheels, sometimes even, like, doing all that art grinding and writing grinding and stuff like that, is because we have kind of been raised to believe that you need, I mean, yes, you do need to focus on things to make them, like, to get anywhere. It is true. Like, if you're doing, like, 10 minutes on a piece and then you're jumping, your brain is jumping everywhere else and you're not into it, then you shouldn't be doing it. But at the same time, right, at the same time, people think, like, you have to, like, dedicate yourself to one thing and only that one thing as your passion and to achieve success. And some of the some of the advice, like, in interviews you see floating around the internet, God, these dogs are passionate. Talks about, I mean, harps on about passion and things, and
then they go crazy.
Passion's great, but it also needs to be honed properly.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's good to understand where you want to work on your comic for the rest of your life. I love that. It's passion. Don't be dumb. You're gonna work on it until you can find something else, somewhere else, to take your skills and abilities and all the things you've learned. Because trust me, you've learned things, and it's good for you to leave and do something new. So if you're working on something, you want to work on it for a while, that's great. But have an exit plan. That sounds really bad, but have an exit plan. I think every artist who's currently doing it as a thing for a long time has an exit plan. If they don't, you'll probably see it in the way they work.
And I know that if someone like Anton is listening in, he'll be like, "Oh no, you can't do that." Like, because that's the difference between people who make it and people who don't.
No.
It's not that. So I think I mean, this especially applies to those of you who want to go into this career. Like, kind of need to make as much preparation as possible. Like, sort of assess where your current level is at and where you want to be at. So you might be you might say, hey, I want to be working at a game studio, but and then you look at your current, like, girls, and they are not hot enough to be sprite material for game studios. Exactly. So you might think that so you might say, okay, so you might go like, hey, okay, so I need to make sure that I can draw hotter girls, then I can apply to game studio. But in the process, right, you might be so tunnel vision into like, you know, doing just like you improving how your girls look,
Yeah.
that you forget to check in on what the standard for hot
Really
girls
is. Yeah.
because it has, yeah, like it might change one in the time that you're getting better. It might, you might like realize that, hey, hang on, like, you know, game studios are actually not really what you want, I mean, what you should be going into. Like we talk about like AAA like crunch all the time, or
I'm
you
not
hear
gonna
about
lie.
it in the news.
I love the fact that you used hotness as the level as the analogy. I'm so,
Mm-hmm.
and like when you said that, right in front of me is a picture of one of Carrie's postcards.
Which one?
Is the
Like
one?
hot girls?
Yeah, it's a hot girl holding a Google Chrome ball. It's the main character of
Oh,
Mexico.
oh no, that's not. Is that Google Chrome bot? Yeah, that's Alicia holding a Google.
It's Alicia
Okay.
holding a Google Chrome ball. My bad.
Okay. Okay. So opposed to saying my strongest wall into beginning is that I spend average 18 hours a day trying to learn as fast as possible, get my art to where I see and want it to be at, and I want to be able to know what I'm doing to be able to work quickly and effectively through that repetitive training. 18 hours a day. Okay, so
that's excessive, my boy.
I mean, if you started at 18 hours a day right off, I would question your judgment a little bit. Like, it takes time to build that stamina. If you are, I mean, 18, that doesn't, they say 18, that's 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Don't sleep
And-
like me. That's bad.
Okay, there's a comic floating around about Tezuka and versus, you know, like a few other mangaka. They died early, but this mangaka who really believed in the power of sleep, he lived long enough to 90, and he kept making so much work as well.
Yeah, because
the way I see it, yeah,
sleeping is good. Like, no, this isn't even a joke. At this point, I'm actually being kind of serious. Like, if you don't sleep, you'll kill yourself. That's not like an analogy. That's not like an elaboration, exaggeration. That's like you will die. Sleep.
Yeah, I mean,
7 hours.
It's I mean, it's nice to get to that like point where you're like, I need to sleep a bit, but then I want to keep making this. But the thing is, if you live longer, okay, and I know how many people of you make jokes about like, oh, I mean, I guess I'm gonna die and all that. If you live longer, you get to make more.
Again, DPS in League of Legends. If your DPS is down, you can't take towers, you can't win game. We all know that's how it goes. And then the enemy team will go and take, I was going to say Roshan, but that's Dota. Walk the talk now. Yeah. Radar, screw you. I sleep now. I'm done with everything. I could have a real schedule. I slept 13 hours yesterday.
Yeah, and then we do need to talk about that, like, eventually. I mean, your lack of sleep gives me a hernia, and I'm not the one who's... So SV says that my wall is working in a piece for too long. I need to start working on multiple pieces at once to keep my brain going non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be that you need to that. Some people need a little bit more time working on some pieces. Some people need to jump a little bit that to refresh themselves. I mean, we could say all this.
Yeah. I'm seeing like the big barrier to like getting to the point where the big barrier that seems to be the reason why a lot of people tunnel vision on their comics so much is because they work so much on them. And like Chocolate, I probably I didn't see that post, but I saw a different thing from one of my favorite reviewers, his name is Jim Sterling. And it's like, hard work is great. It's good because it means that when you make something, you can be proud about it. You can be proud of all the things you've done. But if you work too hard, if you do things for the sake of working hard, you're working hard for working hard's sake. Because after a certain amount of time, you stop making progress. You might not think you're making progress. You might think you're making progress, but you're not. Like on average, like there's a reason why the work days in most countries are 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's the scientifically calculated amount of time. Because they know after 40 hours a week, you're not doing shit. And after 8 or so hours a day, you're also not doing anything. You might be able to try and squeeze out a little more, but the average human body isn't going past that 8-9 hour limit. You're not going to achieve anything.
Drawing is more physical and mental than, you know, a lot of people realize.
Yeah.
Until you can afford, like, to do some things, until your skill level is such that you can do some things on autopilot, it is going to take a lot out of you. And even then, when you can do some things autopilot, it is still going to take a lot out of you.
Yeah, just because you can draw everything without stenciling like Carrie doesn't mean you should do that for 16 hours because you think, well, it's not as bad. I love you, Carrie. I'm sorry. I just gotta hype up my boy. I gotta hype up my boy.
Yeah, Nance is really happy because recently, like, his parcel for Exco
Yeah,
Volume One arrived,
but
and
Exco
he's
Volume One arrived, and I'm very happy. It's a wonderful copy. You should all get an Exco Volume One. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
we don't have much. We don't have much left,
I need.
actually.
I need to send him. I need to send him the shipping fee. I've been working so much. I forgot. I need to send him that. Even I can't do
my
that
wall
shit
is-
for 16 hours.
My wall is not doing anything personal and just doing studies. Yeah, really bad one as well. Because you are preparing to make art, but you're not actually making art that you want to be someday making. So it's like you're staying in the training arena without actually tackling a boss battle.
Exactly. It's like spending all your time in the Overwatch. It's good. I like that. You don't even game that much. That was a real good one, Kaz. Oh, I called you Carrie. I don't know.
I work with a game developer who is also doing a comic. What do you think?
But
I need to use language.
You don't game that much. I don't expect a lot from you gaming nomenclature. I apologize.
Yeah, it's the same. It's also like, I mean, okay. Here's a better analogy. It's like training so much for a gym leader battle, and then like, I mean, but not actually doing that damn gym leader battle.
Oh my god!
And
people Pokemon. I'm sorry.
I always play Pokemon. What are you on about?
You don't tell me anything, so I just go. Every time you say something, it's just like, oh my god.
I'm like, I'm one of Pikachu's biggest fangirls. Okay, like I think we have established this.
Meme
somehow.
review. We have established that. You're right. I'll give you that one. You're right.
Okay, so should one do loads of studies? No. You do just enough to shore up like your awareness of like what you're lacking.
Studies tend to be, in my personal experience, like a boost. Like it's more like a, hey, do you not understand how to do this thing? Let's learn how to do this thing. Quite often, and I don't know, maybe that's just me. Most of the stuff I learned is just by doing the thing and failing. And like,
but then if you're not thinking through how you failed and why you failed, and
you got to do a study if you don't think it through. But don't do a bunch of studies for something you're not encountering. That's dumb. It's like gearing up for a battle you don't go to. Or as Kaz said so rightly in that Pokemon analogy, it's like training your Pokemon to level 100 and then not going to fight that Elite Four prick. Alright? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Everyone who plays Pokemon knows who I'm talking. You don't go fight it. And what's the point? Why do you grind?
Even I can do that shit for 16 hours. Yeah, still waiting for your copy. Yeah, I mean, Stina got hers as well, and hers was like about a week plus beforehand. So yeah, Kaz is a truthie. Can I share a story about drawing 12 hours 3 days in a row? Yeah, go ahead.
Please share the story.
Designing personal pieces is also skill in and of itself. You gotta practice that. Yeah, because if you're doing, if you're doing studies, like that takes the pressure off you for in terms of thinking about too many things in a piece, because you might be studying just one single like component.
Indeed, that's true.
It could be color.
Carrie really highlighted everything we said, but very carefully. Studies are only relevant if you're stuck or drawing something with no real understanding of why you're stuck. Quite often, you understand why you're stuck. At least quite often, I understand why I'm stuck. If you don't understand why you're stuck, that's okay. That's when you do a study. But don't do it just for the sake of doing it. Also, don't do it forever. Don't just spend all your time working. Dudes, the world out there is fucking vast. Oh my god, 6 pounds. What am I doing to myself? Anyway, the world out there is like, go outside, do something else. Please. Please. I love reading all your work, but don't die.
If you're doing like whatever, so if you're doing, by the way, at this point, if you're doing like both like study and like your own personal pieces, or even sometimes commission pieces, without actually like seeking feedback, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Okay, so right, like maybe okay, this is for people like who aren't like sort of experienced enough to know where they're going wrong. They even experienced people sometimes, like by putting their work out there where someone can see it, that is sort of like in soliciting feedback. Even for some people as like experienced as Archer or whoever, what have you.
Yeah. Our boys.
But if you're definitely at that stage, where like you're not like consistent enough yet and all that, and you're not seeking enough feedback in your learning process or like and stuff, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
she's got a point. If you want like El Skillo, why you if you're not Galaxy Brain, don't act Galaxy Brain. It's okay. There's no shame in not being Galaxy Brain. Like
Yeah.
it's really funny to say Galaxy Brain. That's why I'm saying that. But seriously, there's no shame in not no, look.
Should you not think too much when you're drawing? Yeah, sometimes. That's what
Yeah.
I mean.
Some of the
But
best stuff looks kind of goofy. It's okay if your art looks a bit goofy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, one of my problems was I wouldn't even call it study. I would just rapidly try to draw something to say I learned it. Yep,
Don't do that.
yep. Kari's right.
Yeah, it's known as doodling.
Doodling.
It's also. Oh no, Carrie. Why you gotta say it like that? I love you so much. It's so good. It's correct. It's actually absolutely correct. It's just
Most people who are on this chat already have had some experience doing art, so taking art sort of somewhat seriously for a while. So unless you're like just a real beginner, like getting into it, in which case, right? Don't worry about what we're saying right now. Just freaking draw and build up the habit, build up having fun, with grappling with a pencil or stylus or pen or a twig soaked in the blood of your enemies, drawing on walls or whatever. Exactly. Have fun just handling that.
I will say this though, okay, when you guys started drawing, it was fun, right? If you started doing art, it was fun. Don't make it not fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just don't make it not fun. You have fun with it, so keep trying to make it fun. And one of the ways to make it fun is to do things in a way that is productive, because you tend to enjoy what you find to be good.
At the same time, however, I kind of need to argue against the fact that everything you draw needs to be productive.
Of course, yeah. I can see the problem.
You can just I do shit posts. Just yesterday, right?
I should start screenshotting or taking the good comments that people make in chat, and then I'll just pay someone to draw them.
yeah. So you can still have fun while being a realist. I've met a couple of people who say that they only enjoy the finished product, and I'm just like, why aren't you enjoying the process? Why aren't you finding the joy in learning,
expand your horizons?
Why just okay? So let me explain what the shit post was. Okay, some of you know it. Yes, so yesterday, I was watching one of these streamers I follow, Why Artworks, pretty cool guy. He just recently got partnered. Really happy for him.
Wonderful.
So clap clap clap. So on May so he's got this thing on the bottom of his stream, they call stream avatars, and they're just little thingamabobs that wander around representing whoever's on chat. And they're all quite cute, and I just saw his one had now had a balloon with a purple check mark on it. I said, hey, that's cute. And he pulled it up, say, if you drag it up, it starts opening up a banner that says May 22, but because it was mirrored, it was facing the other side, the May 22 looked like SS Yam, and we all latched onto this whole SS Yam thing. And I thought, hey, that's cute. And I just went a clip, I doodled a freaking boat with him on it as a captain, and it was called the SS Yam, and it had a mark of yams on it as well.
Quality shit post.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah,
on a deep level.
with all some other stream references and all that there. So
that's good. That's wonderful.
I didn't worry too much about the quality of it. Actually try to render it and stuff. I just did it. You know what? I'm actually gonna show you the I'm gonna show you the doodle. I only did it
you have
10.
The evidence.
Yeah.
Also, Chocolate Tea points out, he agrees completely making it fun. I find that people's best art sometimes happens when they're having fun and get exhilarated while drawing. That's good.
Yeah.
That's for me is good talk. All of my favorite art from Gary is in the hot girls, even though not gonna lie, wow, smoking hot. But
your favorite art's the cow that he drew for you?
Yes. He drew me a cow inside my copy of Exco Volume 1, which I'm going to continue to refer to as anything but just its name. I'm going to only call it Exco Volume 1.
Quality shit post. Yeah, the buff cast. Yeah, I actually take a lot of enjoyment from people they turn me into a meme on art for every now and then.
I forgot that Mike was typing this. I'm going to read it, Mike. I'm going to get to it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you give me the thing. I'll do the thing. I'll read this as well.
I already gave you the thing. It's on Hot Staffers.
God damn it.
anyone who watches
Oh my
Hwai, so
god, that's amazing.
yeah, anyone who watches Hwai will like get some like the references and all that. Like,
Yeah, I just found that to be
but
wonderful.
it's quite cute. Like I find like it's definitely not like quality art.
What do you mean? This is
No,
high
it's not.
quality. You think
You're
I'm
gonna throw it
kidding?
out on.
Yeah, I'm throwing it
You're
out.
gonna
No.
throw it up. Yeah, it's like 10-15 minutes or whatever.
Dude, I don't think you
Anyone
understand. This is some of the best art I've seen. It's wonderful.
10-15 minutes of the
The
this is SS
pickle
Yam.
has a Merlin hat while holding a cane. Do you not understand this is you may not like it, but this is the ideal art body. This is what true art looks like.
Yeah, anyone
Because
who watches Hwai, you'll get all of these like jokes. And anyone who doesn't watch Hwai, his
Yeah.
this big head thing that he
Yeah.
does on this thing,
Oh,
like
shit. Yeah.
they're absolutely cute, and the emotes are like everywhere now.
Yeah. Picasso once said, it took me 1 year to learn to draw like a master, but 20 years to learn to draw like a child. Look at it. It's wonderful.
Sounds yummy.
Sounds
Okay,
yummy.
let's look back at some of the.
I'm gonna keep this forever.
Okay, let's go back to Mike's story. December last year, really awful close to not Galaxy Brain, and learning is getting too slow. I got to the part of studying consider I had to be real or just quit. So obsessed over drawing quick, efficient, consistent. 3 days of maximum drawing power, 12 hours every day, and yeah, not great. I think the misconception people have about like speed is that they need to push it when speed actually does come from familiarity.
Yeah.
Arjun has a small video on Instagram showing him drawing direct from on ink on paper, direct like a profile of like a hot girl, like another hot Marvel character, and saying that this looks like it took took like 5 minutes, but or it's more like 20 plus years and 5 minutes depending on how you think of it.
Yeah.
So there's one stream as well where he was drawing like nothing but side profiles of various like characters as giveaways, and it's just pretty much like really quick things done, like 5 to like 30 minutes per whatever, depending on how detailed it was. But you can tell the dude has done so many of them, like that's why it's so fast. So if you don't have that muscle memory or that mental memory,
muscle memory doesn't come from like muscle memory comes from doing something constantly, but it doesn't come from doing something obsessively, because in the end, after you've done the thing, your brain needs to remember that the thing is how you do the thing, and the only way your brain probably remembers is by getting some sleep. Anyway, we've harped on this sleep thing for a while, and taking care of yourselves like fucking adults. Do it. Radar, don't call me out. Everyone calls me out when I say take care of yourself like an adult. It's like, you don't sleep. I'm like, shut up. I don't sleep.
Yes. Oh, okay. We were on like how much already?
Crap. 620.
6 quid?
620.
620.
Oh, why did I swear? I didn't even notice. If you try and upgrade all the parts in an engine at once, it will explode. You need to do it in one component at a time. Same thing you do with art. Thank you, Carol. Wait, Carol, you work on cars?
No.
Oh yeah, he's an engineer. I forgot. Cars. He's an engineer. I completely forgot.
Well, former engineer turned artist, but you know what? He could have been an automotive engineer. We just such a missed opportunity, man. Instead, he went on buildings.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair though, like I would rather he drew stationary girls than car girls. I don't need more Transformers in my life.
Why don't you just be the advisor of this podcast? Thank you. I mean, okay, so it actually helped, but then with that emote, I can't tell if it's being sarcastic.
To be fair, Carrie is literally always our advisory. There are three people who I constantly name drop or talk about without name dropping on this podcast, and he's one of them. The other one of them is watching, and I'm one of them. I don't know where they are.
Yeah, like we name drop him all the time, but it's only because like I work closely with the dude. I mean, I say we, like I.
Well, it was also because he's bae. Like,
Nana, you sure you don't have a man crush on him, right?
I have a man. I've admitted to this man crush. I have a big man crush. Biggest manicus crushes. Like,
Kari, you wake up earlier than I do. Like, we don't start at 6 o'clock. Like, you've woken up at 6 o'clock before, okay?
Oh shit, another one. What do you mean another one? I'm special.
You just cursed. You just
Oh.
cursed. Okay, but okay. Anyway, so when he says "oh shoot," another one, he means like this running gag of like guys who like fawn over him, like obviously somewhat jokingly. Yeah. Oh shit!
Arrow. Oh wait, okay, no, you don't. Why do I get punished for swearing?
Pan says like if you look at some master painters, you can really see how slow they draw because they think through every stroke. Yeah,
that's true. That's also looking at it.
I haven't seen any video of that. Obviously, like I don't know. Like we're talking like
I just watch
master
calligraphers.
painters. Do they have?
Like if you want to watch something good, watch calligraphers.
Calligraphers, yes. I mean those guys. Like even anyone who like who's freaking Asian ass like myself. Brush calligraphy takes so long. Okay, yeah. I kind of
Someone said
I know like some of the styly like brushstroke ones like with the dry brush things they're done quite fast.
Yeah,
but at the same time it's really deliberate.
That's true. That's actually a good point. Like it's fast, but it's deliberate. Being deliberate takes some. It still takes some muscle memory, some finessing, learning to do it slow, learning to do it carefully. Also, I am gonna say like. They said Carrie's best trap, and first thing I thought of was that Twitter post with that Snapchat filter.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, you make such a beautiful girl.
I think in this day and age of new media, like lots of media fast, we kind of think that, and also shitty algorithms, and need you to put something up every single day.
Yeah.
And make you think you need to have something finished every single day.
Yeah, there's a reason why we kind of don't do that personally. It doesn't work for her. It only works for me. But there's a reason why we don't put stuff every other week personally. Mostly because we don't have time, but partly because like even if we did have the time, the amount of work is a lot, and we don't want to progress too quickly. But like the way the algorithms and stuff work, they force you to progress quickly. Like for example, the algorithm is making it so that because I live stream, nobody can find the channel. Anyway, so like it's you gotta be. You've got to really think it. I don't know what the word would be for this. But you gotta really think it through when you're working. Don't overload your stuff because in the end, all this work you're doing, you're gonna go somewhere else with it. Which gets us to our other topic, the topic that we need to get to, which is you're gonna go somewhere else with this. Yeah.
More often than not, like some people end up like taking slightly different
directions. Yeah. Don't tunnel vision. Yeah, FOMO.
Isn't that part of FOMO? They feel like you need to upload something.
Yeah, yes and no. It's more of a technological thing. It's literally just algorithmically it makes sense. Honestly, the entire thing that seems like FOMO, it's not. It's just because mathematically, it's the quickest way to make the most amount of money. Anyway, no, but it's just like we're talking about moving somewhere else. So Kaz earlier talked about working at a video game studio. Not until they have a union. But working at a video game studio or working at an animation studio or just pretty much a film studio. I mean, to be fair, it's mostly studios you're gonna work at. But working as a programmer. Actually don't until they have a union, but working a job that respects you and gives you money for your time,
it's incredibly hard to find.
Yeah, but if you're doing all this work, you're building a portfolio. Whether you think you are or not, you are building a portfolio. And while comics are great and all, looking at that counter that tells you how much money they're going to give you or how many people have looked at your work, looking at your dashboard constantly and using that as your measure of skill and success is terrible. Don't do that to yourself. Work your way out of the thing you are in, because like comic making is great. I'm really all about
diversify. This is what you're saying right now.
Diversify, work out. Working in the arts is pretty sad overall because artists don't know how to respect themselves. He's right. You guys have a union and you still treat yourselves a bit crap. Artists don't have a union. Artists have a union. It's really weird. But like you guys need to, expand outwards. Don't tunnel vision. Understand that your work is good, even if you don't think it's not good. If even 10 people are coming to look at it and they tell you they enjoy doing it and they regularly come and do it, you're doing good enough. I know on the internet it's easy to find anyone who will like anything,
Mm.
but at some point you've got to go, I'm fine, and I should just probably find something else to do with this art, because while this is great and all, and it's been fun and enjoyable, I need to grow.
We don't just mean like give up on it per se. So
Yeah.
I mean, what Nan's trying to say here, right, is that don't just like do a comic like and then like be like don't spend enough time, like don't invest enough time in
Yeah.
it to like grow it, and then just go, hey, you know what, I'm better cut it for something
Don't be
else. I mean,
One Piece.
true. Wait, what he's I think we need to like sort of make it a little bit clear. We're not saying like just do something half-heartedly and get out of it. It's like, don't just put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. Move out, change, do something else. It doesn't mean you abandon the medium that brought you up, so to speak, or the thing that you really enjoyed doing. But really do give the opportunity for yourself to leave your little nest and do something good. Don't be One Piece and Naruto and be on episode 800 and 900 or whatever. I get that they I mean, like, they're getting paid for it, but you know what I mean? Don't be that for free. Grow, make something else, do something else, work elsewhere. You guys talk about doing studies to make your art better. Sometimes just having the experience of being in a different environment will make your art better. I found that, like, as a photographer, I found that when I started doing programming and when I started doing a lot more mathematical work, it really brought my art and my own art into like an entirely different field. And I started actually looking at work a little bit differently. When I worked in a film, it obviously changed how my photography was, because I only started as a photographer. So
you need that life experience outside of whatever it is you're doing from time to time to give you perspective on how to do things better.
Yeah.
There are so many comic artists I have met who say that they get up in the morning, they spend how many hours in scripting, how many hours on the art, and they have like eating and sleeping between, maybe showering as well. I say maybe showering, I make it sound really bad, but hygiene's important, guys. Please.
Yeah.
And then,
Although I'm not gonna lie, I will tell you, if you are working, you're staying in, and you want to finish something in 3 days and only 3 days, and you don't take one or two showers, I'm not gonna judge you.
Okay. Back to this whole thing about like locking yourself in like in a room and just doing that, and not going out, like in fact like some not even talking much to other people, thinking that they have to focus to get the work done. Really bad, really bad, because I then look at like the stories, and there some of them can be like have quite a lot of like, heart and skill and all that, but then it sort of feels like their characters lack the feeling of being actual characters. And then I then ask them like, okay, so you don't really talk to other people that much, do you? Like, you really get to see them that much? And they say, no, I am observing, but it's only the visual side of it. I'm not spending enough time observing how they are as people. Or they might think they are, but they don't. But because they've been so focused on like producing the actual work, they aren't stopping to take the time and analyze like how actual people behave and their motivations and stuff. Like, not enough human experience, and that shows in the fact that the characters they end up creating, they look cute or hot or whatever but lack real depth. And it's really sad, because then they ask themselves why their comics aren't doing so great, even though it's like, and I have to tell them, because you haven't spent enough time to like
also
get some,
I got what you said, and it makes complete sense. I'm agreeing with you. Keep going. Have you got more?
One part. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's coming through. One of the pitfalls of bad writing is lack of personal experiences, a lack of media consumption analysis.
He's got a point.
And when you start out, your analysis skill may not be as good as you would like. So
talk to people to be good at writing, which means going outside, which means not drawing 24/7, which means playing some Pokemon Go.
Oh my god.
That's the important part.
You can't draw what you don't know. You can't write what you don't know.
I mean, you can't accurately write what you don't know. It will usually be kind of bad.
And
this isn't saying that you should go kill people. A lot of people write horror comics. Don't go murder people. All right, I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, method acting, like there has its limits. Please don't do anything illegal.
Yeah, don't do anything illegal. and
Please
get
also,
caught.
yeah.
Don't get caught doing illegal stuff.
I say don't. Okay, I will say don't be a dick, but at the same time, maybe. I mean, don't intentionally be a dick. Learn, but then you might learn. Okay, this is dickish. Like
Yeah.
be sorry for it. Try, promise to do better in your personal life, but take note of what it is that was done that was dickish, and like sort of like if you need to write a dickish character, hey, you've got material, man.
Exactly. Also, if you write a dickish character, but I don't know, watch Back to the Future. It's pretty good for that.
Oh my god.
Well, play Pokemon Go, Blizzingo. I put my Pokemon Go, my trainer code in chat.
Some old illustrators used to visit locations they needed to paint to understand what they're painting.
Yeah.
One there.
She's right. Like, this is right.
He's right.
No, he's right. Chocolate and Tea said, don't draw the thing, don't like work on the thing you love doing constantly, because at some point you'll start to hate it. That's also true. Oh my god, look at all this advice. Oh, Carrie, please keep giving us your kernels of wisdom. She was gonna call him daddy. I was like, no, that would be too far.
I think I might actually be the epitome. I mean, I keep espousing like whatever they're saying, like whatever Pan is saying, like trying to experience like whatnot. I'm a big believer in that sort of thing. Like I would personally go and I would have like loved to like go to so like do a short course like certain art schools just to like experience like how bad quote unquote the grind can be, like how intense it can be. I don't need to, but just I just like want to just for the hell of it.
I know.
And references. Why do people think like that they have to be able to draw without references?
It's a thing that's born from being an amateur. Almost everyone I know that was an amateur thought that it was just like, I need to draw without references because I want to be original. Originality isn't real. Your dreams of originality are dead. Draw with a reference.
No,
I'm sorry. Just
because it's not in front of you doesn't mean that you don't use references. They're just in your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like imagination is pretty much a collection of what you've seen in the past, like just stitched in a slightly weirder way.
Yeah.
Or your own way.
Exactly. Also, Kara said, art sits at the peak of the experience pyramid. Most other skills will fit you in some way into making your art better. Photography teaches composition. Engineering teaches structure. That's true. Art teaches
engineering also teaches you a lot of project management.
Yeah, it's true. Engineering also teaches you how to do math, which, like, look, I love math, but most of the people I know hate it, so don't do math. It's bad for your health.
It teaches you how to do math with so many numbers, though. Like, I think it's overkill, but...
what do you mean? Yeah. You know what? No, I'm not gonna get into this. You're talking shit about math. I ain't ready for this.
Hey, I am allowed to. I am also an engineer.
I know, but that's not okay. I'm a computer scientist. I have studied this math. All right, oh God, I swore £6.40. What am I doing to myself? Also, Carrie just like Nen's being the realist. Yeah, I mean it's true. Just like originality.
If you don't use references, you'll be repeating the same shapes you're familiar with over and over again. Yeah, very much so. I mean, even when I doodle my own chibis, I kind of find myself falling into like similar patterns. So I purposely like look at how some other people have done them, and it does feel like I'm copying-ish, but at the same time, it's just making sure that I'm comfortable with switching it up when I want to.
Indeed.
And the last few times I've been doing like chibis, they've all been like sort of different. Heidi. Yeah. Hi, Larry! Hey! Thanks for coming. I remember him from like other Heidi.
He comments.
I remember them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he comments. I get all the YouTube comments on my phone, so like I can be going through the day and I see your comments, and it makes me so happy. If you want to make me happy, comment, please. Do it for the algorithm.
Okay, drawing with references versus tracing, very different.
Yeah, tracing is very different. And also, I'm gonna, in defense of tracing, I said probably going to be the most controversial thing I've ever said, outside of Tolkien is a shit writer. In defense of tracing, tracing is actually very useful for a lot of new artists. It's a very good way of trying to really feel and understand the shape. Do not trace in something you are officially releasing under your own name. Do not even trace something you're unofficially releasing under your own name. But if you are doing private work and you want to experience or feel what the person would have done when they were drawing those shapes, maybe you're not sure of your style and you might want to cop someone's style a little bit and add it to yours, trace, that's fine. That's completely fine with me. Other people might disagree with me. I personally think it's okay. When I started photography, a lot of stuff I did was Is it that bad? Copy, don't trace. All right. When I started photography, a lot of stuff I did was just take pictures other people took, and I found
yeah, don't trace. Yeah, try not to trace art so much because if you're a newbie, don't trace art. Don't trace art.
Don't trace art. Trace photography is more what I'm going for. But sometimes graphic design stuff that's really weird. Tracing is worthless even for newbies. Copy, don't trace. That's fine. Like the people I experienced it with,
no, it's ironic because have you seen his recent streams for comics?
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen the Magic Poser app? Okay, he's not direct tracing them.
I know, but he's copy. He's copy. No, but Jesus, Carrie. No, but like, yeah, like I mean, my friends who all draw now, they do art like full time. I have all their jobs at video game studios and shit. You know, they draw. They started tracing. I knew them when they were kids, and they started tracing.
Production pipeline really different from.
It's very different. Ignore the production pipeline, boy. But like so that's why I said that's why I'm not going to judge someone for doing so. It might even just be a good way to get someone who is new to art into art. But other than that, please just try to do it on your own. It's okay. Your art's good. Even if it looks dumb and derpy as shit, it looks good. Alright?
Posters aren't copyrighted, but just try to try not to like copy the entire composition as its own.
I kind of didn't know chocolate and tea. I kind of didn't know tracing was a thing until this week, but I agree. If it's for your self-improvement, it could be beneficial. See, there's a lot of people on different spectrums. Now, I will say Carrie's experience is very professional, so I would say use his experience as a bias a little bit, but other than that, I wouldn't go against that. I completely agree with him though on the it could mostly be worthless for newbies. Copy, don't trace. So it'll probably be better off you probably just to save yourself the possibility that you're that person who can't learn from tracing. Just copy. Just like look at it, put your paper next to it, and draw the same thing, and just keep drawing until you're comfortable how it looks, and then move on.
I think what you could do, like when you copy and then you actually overlay on top and then go like, hey, how far off am I?
Look, that could help.
Like it doesn't have to be identical, but just give up. I judge internally or respect what's important, so I don't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike really loves the Jesus amount.
Wait. Okay, so in terms of like, art, do other things apart from just like whatever you're doing right now. I mean, I think we kind of like sort of when we specifically have a focus on people who do line webtoon, and I was talking to some of the people, and another friend has actually said she's realized that hats off to people who are like one person teams with a little bit of assistance working on their own comics, but it's real. I mean, some people get like line webtoon is the only thing you do, and yes, comics take up a lot of time. It's a full-time job, and that's what I mean. Even if you're just releasing like one update every 1 or 2 weeks, it is a lot of work. And that thing is so all-consuming that they don't get out and do other things. And she says it's actually a little bit sad. Like they don't explore. I mean, they don't explore like
any other avenues of creativity.
Or like some people don't even think about like bringing their comic to conventions. Like Like they don't
even think about putting this stuff on their own site. Like, okay, so I don't want to. I start sighing because I don't want to say the depressing thing, but the depressing thing's fine. Okay, please. Okay, Line Webtoon is a company that I think is doing a wonderful thing. I know that's the one most of you people go. That's the aggregator you work with. Tapas too. I think they're doing their best to do a wonderful thing where they're bringing a lot of creators together to make content that anyone can consume. Because it's really hard to already form your own market. We kind of needed a YouTube of Webtoon, webcomics. We kind of did. YouTube pretty much stopped everyone from having to go to eBomb's world and go to all the other websites. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're so young. I wish I was you. But like Webtoon and Tapas and Legend, for all the things that's wrong with them, are our current Webtoon YouTube of the webcomic space. And it's great. It's a good way to get an audience, a good way to get noticed. But they are not your friend. They respect them. Work with them. They want to make sure, but remember, they want one thing that you don't. They want money. Like they want money
Wait,
not
wait,
from
what do you mean? What do you mean you don't want money?
No.
I mean,
Let me.
we want money.
I mean, they want money not from you. They don't want money for you. They want money for themselves. You want money for you. They want money for them. Which means that in the end, whatever decision that comes across that is for them better and for you worse, they'll take that decision in a heartbeat. We've seen companies do that on the internet so many times. Blip.tv, E-Bombs World. You know, we've seen companies make decisions for themselves. And it's great that they're doing such a useful and nice thing for us, but you do not sit there and rest there thinking that everything's going to be fine there. Again, by all means, respect the people you work with there. Respect them and you know, even like them. But remember that you're not their priority. So never trust them. Never trust them. Because they will tell you things like they're going to give you the best part of your career starts with them. That's a fucking lie. And I'll take that swear money with me. All right. You know.
Okay, 640, 660 already?
Yeah, 640. And, you know, make your own website. Move your own stuff off. Have a platform that is yours.
Okay, but this might not be the step to take for like
not always website,
right?
Not everyone, but at some point you should be looking. Once your audience is there and people like what you do, look to move out. You don't have. It's like with your parents. You don't have to move out all the way. You can keep some stuff there. They're not going to stop you.
You can still post on Webtoon. It's just that you know. I mean, I don't know. Like then, like I have to like disagree slightly because the cost benefit analysis of like moving out and hosting your own can be a little bit like a bit too much for some people who don't have the money to like plow it in. It's still a lot more self promotion as well.
I completely understand that.
I
understand Webtoon does a lot for us, and you know they're trying to do the best for the people that are on there. It's like because if those people make money, they make money. That's just really how it works for them. But the problem I have is just whenever there's somebody else holding your balls, you don't know when they're gonna crush them. You don't want to be in that situation. In my experience, it's gotten bad because sometimes these companies are like YouTube and Webtoon. They give a shit. They just don't know how to communicate effectively, right? And then sometimes they're like VidMe and React World, or like, you know, they're like all the other companies that have come by and we have never heard of. Rent seekers, roaming the internet for a way to skim money off of the top of the people that make them the most. And you don't want to be in that situation. Have a way out. Just saying.
I mean, we're talking about like the business side, like business size of like. Yeah. We've talked about monetizing before and like the many different options, but I don't think we've emphasized enough on like how important it is to have like one or two different avenues of possible monetization for your own art and your story.
Yeah.
Because everyone goes like, okay, so I'll get like, you know, good and famous with my comic and then like, you know, release a line of merch and then, you know, it'll all work out. Yeah. And people not kind of forgetting that merch is really, really saturated these days, and especially, and if you don't have the numbers, it's kind of hard to shift it.
Also, if you don't have like a good enough fan, if your fan base isn't like into that, you also might not be able to ship it.
Sometimes your fan base might prefer that you give them like more tips and teaching for money. That's okay. I mean, that's okay too. Like, but don't just stick to just that one though.
Yeah.
Hey, Post was talking about gaming thing that happened with TFUE and FaZe.
Yeah, TFU. Don't say TFU. God, you are so. This is why I don't think you game. You say stuff like TFUE. It's TFU. Come on. No, but it's a group called the FaZe Clan and TFU. FaZe Clan was literally skimming 80% of his earnings, and TFU was the biggest streamer on Twitch. He was bigger than Ninja. You've heard Ninja, right?
What happened to Ninja these days?
Ninja's doing well. He's got like 22,000 people every stream. He makes like $1 million a month. It's terrifying.
On Fortnite still? Is he playing other things?
On just Fortnite. Nothing
Dear
else.
Lord.
Yes.
Lord. He's not appearing as much on like news these days.
Yeah, because he's just doing so well. He's not PewDiePie, so no one pays that shit. He's not going out starting shit like PewDiePie, so no one pays attention. Oh God, I'm on like 660.
I
I
think I
realized I
think
swore
I
twice.
think what some of us are trying to say here is
Yeah,
that yeah, for some people they can just do the one thing and it keeps making them money and it's great, but
yeah.
for other people they kind of need to. It's sad, but they also do need to have a few different avenues
Do you know if a
diversified.
bit of the profit we made from past bass goes to line webs around? Of course it does. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. It's not a bad thing that it does. They provide the payment system. They provide the international transfer. They have to take on a lot of personal costs just to host like a payment system. I say a lot,
Line
relative.
Line Webtoon is at that stage where they're not actually making money per se because they are investing in growing the user base.
They are not making any money. If you think they make money, you're insane. Why anyone thinks Fortnite thinks of the word for? No, I do it too. I actually do.
No, no.
When he came on the stream, he said Fortnite and it killed me, and I've never forgotten it.
Yeah, it could be worse. It could be Roblox.
Oh my god. Oh fucks.
Goodness.
Don't take me back.
Yeah,
uh,
you know about the shenanigans of Mary like going around asking people
yeah.
to draw his Roblox
What's
character,
characters?
right?
Yeah. Take me home, country
Oh
roads.
no, no! Stop! Seize this moment. Seize right now.
Cease and desist. Um.
But yeah, like all this like different things like in it, all these different considerations about like money making and all that, and then and then artist just wants to go, nah, I don't want to do this. I just want to draw. Yes, yes, we get it. Like that, but that again is also a sign of
the unfortunate
tunnel vision.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
unfortunate thing about, like I always say, the unfortunate thing about the fact about our creation is that I feel like the conversation forces me to T-pose. I'm trying to do something serious, boy, here. Anyway, no. But the fortunate thing about us working in a creative field, all of us working in a creative or any field that isn't particularly like engineering and being a doctor, is that we work in a field where our creativity relies on us being mentally, physically healthy, and it's good that we're healthy, but it also means that like we end up in a situation where while trying to be mentally physically healthy, we can't work, and if we can't work, sometimes that pushes us out of the ringer to get more jobs, to make more money, to make us healthy, and then we end up in this really depressing spiral. But we just kind of have to figure it out. The capitalist environment does not make it easy for us to do what we need to do easily. We just have to figure out a balance, a work-life balance, a fork knife
Oh,
balance.
by the way, anyone who says right, artists make the best work when they're tortured.
Slap
You can.
them.
I will yeet you out of here right now, and I
Slap
can't believe I
them.
just said yeet.
If anyone
On
says
the
that,
stream.
your mother, your father, I mean, don't slap your mom and your dad, that's rude. But,
Dishonor
mentally,
on you.
dishonor on
Dishonor on your
you,
family.
dishonor on your family, dishonor on your
Dishonor
cow.
on your cow.
If anyone ever tells you that being a tortured artist is the way to make anything good, slap them, slap their kids, and move. Like, it's not worth it, because that person doesn't understand how much work you're doing. Like I said it at the beginning, and people think that people might have thought I was kidding. Like, Soph does 50-hour work weeks. 50
Why do
hours.
people glamorize overworking? Like, why?
It's
do
not
people do
glamorization.
that?
It's just because like Webtoon asked her to do 80 panels and upload.
It asked for 80 panels.
That's
You
what
what?
the average for anyone doing fantasy is, 80 panels.
No wonder you get all those like cut and
There's a
paste
reason.
panels.
There's a reason why. If you read that, what's the one with the white wolf boy, Lumine? I think it's
Lumine, yeah.
There's a reason why Lumine has 40 panels. I'm pretty sure it's because she went, fuck this, no. 680. Anyway, I'm pretty sure she went and complained about it. But it's just like you can see clearly, like they ask for a lot, and I understand why. More content keeps people on the website longer, which keeps people more likely to spend money, or at least more likely to give them the traffic needed to justify asking for resources to spend money so they can get more money in. And it makes complete sense.
From Korea Webtoon, yeah.
Yeah, from Korea Webtoon, or just from investors. Like Online Webtoon might be a technically almost separate entity where they get their money from people in in America. They have to ask for funding, and the only way to ask for funding is by showing you have web traffic. It's a lot of work. I genuinely respect the amount of work they do, but it's just like
They cut so many. So yeah, then a lot of webtoon artists they cut so many corners to make it happen. Like almost everything is flat. Like there's barely any shading.
Like one of the things I hated the most about the contest, and I didn't say it at the beginning because we were trying to help you guys and we didn't want to put too many things in your mind. But I genuinely do not like the Lozels how to do a webtoon thing, because
Okay.
there's a lot of good things in it, but there was a section that really got me where I don't know if it was Ken or whoever wrote, draw the same two panels, like put the same panel after to increase tension. You can't see it, but I'm doing air quotes tension. And the reason why that's a thing is because the reason why that's a thing is because of the 80 panel thing in the front page. So that's why they will encourage you to do tension by having the same two panels. So they want you to downgrade the quality of your work to upgrade the amount of things that people have to read. You know, you can see where the problem is. Basically, they want you to be creatively unfulfilled for them to make more money. And I get it. I get where they're coming from, but that's not the way they make a healthy environment. It doesn't work, but they're doing it anyway. Also, Indonesia has a wait, really?
Yeah, like Line Indonesia operates like independently from the American one.
Yeah, I've not heard very great things about Line Indonesia.
What specifically?
I've heard like, you know how we talked about the work-life balance thing and how it's like it's important and you got to think about it, right? Yeah, they seem to not have a work-life balance, at least from the people I know who live in Indonesia. They're just like, yeah, there's no, what's a life balance? What's a life balance? God, they've got so many. The work here is so different. I'm on the website.
I hate the
right
system. It encourages scrolling past pointless content, and
Yeah.
and then you get like the odd comic that encourages you to slow down and take your time, and people just go like, first
Yeah.
on the comments, and neither the artist nor the reader. Yeah, I mean, although like the kids will probably like, you know.
Yeah, chocolate and tea. It's not like an obvious, hey, downgrade your work, but it's a very good way of saying, hey, downgrade your work. And also, I'm gonna be honest with you. Two panels of the same thing do not add tension. I have never seen them add tension. All they've made me do is read the same thing twice. I don't know. Maybe it works for you, but I don't believe in two panels to add tension. Because when
I can see how it works. Like I can give like specific examples, but yeah, go ahead.
But I mean, because I think you need even if you only do the two panels, you still need to build the tension by doing something else. Like, so let's say you have two panels for tension that are just panel A and panel B with somebody looking at the camera, and by camera I mean the panel looking outwards from the panel. The first panel can be that after the action, after whatever action has happened. But then the next panel either needs a zoom or an in-between panel that shows why the looming fear is worse, and then that panel makes sense. But like they want you to do that in a vacuum of just panel.
Yeah, they don't explain it. They don't really explain it.
Yeah,
it's just.
And they encourage that.
And then
behavior.
you get like all. And then there's like so many young artists who like just do the same thing and just go and just like regurgitate it without really understanding it. Yeah,
it's not good. Wait, is this? What is this? What comic is this? What's this called?
Well, see, imagine there's a movie, right? At least you have some form of life in blinking.
She's shaking. She's blinking. You can hear noises. You know, but the
camera might have a slight movement inwards or not.
Exactly. Also, I'm gonna tell you guys something really funny. The true beauty is known as the secret of angel in Indonesia. That's all the information I've got for you. True beauty is known as the secret of angel.
I do like True Beauty. I do like True Beauty for its story, but then like I'm not gonna kid, like, you know, definitely a lot of corn is that cut. And the artist as well has mentioned that there's a lot that they like, a lot of like, you know, things they do and they don't get sleep.
Yeah, if you
pretty though. Like
panels with only a you can up the panel number. Wait, it's basically monogatari. Yeah, it's monogatari. It can add tension, just like a pause can necessarily to highlight a joke. I do understand you, Georgie. I can see where you're coming from, but personally, I believe for the tension, there are better ways to achieve it using creative coloring or lighting. Like, for example, if I had that scene again where a person's looking out and they're tensed up and they're scared, I would probably have a little black ooze drip out from the panel downwards, which will be potentially the liquefied version, quote unquote, of their fear. That way, when the evil bad thing happens, your brain is like slowly getting into a darker mode because you're seeing lots of black and it looks gross. And you see the next thing. Like, there are better ways of doing it, but they want the cheapest, the computationally cheapest way of doing it. That's the word.
Sometimes, yes, you need to do cost benefit analysis. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people are just going to like skim through it anyway, so you might as well just like whatever. But that's the thing. Like it ends up cheapening the medium as a whole too. And
It's okay for everyone to make 40 panels, because if 40 panels is good, everyone can, continue to make 40 panel comics. Your artists don't burn out. Everyone's happy. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Issue 40 panels is a lot of work as well. Like in every
exactly.
It's so funny. Like I swear, like there's some comics that demand like really lovely quality art, and but they also demand that it happens like all the time.
Yeah. Like, there's a reason why if you read this, the ads when demand happens all the time, they demand every panel will be as amazing as the last one. Like Ecstasy Hearts just looks amazing.
Like I sometimes feel like some stories could have still been served with like slightly less detailed art, and other stories, because the whole draw is the art, though. Then yeah, take your time, man.
Yeah, but I've seen them encourage the computationally cheaper work thing. Again, it's not calling it cheaper. I'm saying computation cheaper, as in this is a lot less time. When two birds with one stone officer refers to increasing panels. No, I did understand that, chocolate. I did actually get that. I did get that. Anyway, what I mean computationally cheaper is just like, it means it takes less time to get done. That's what that means. I'm just using computer elite speak.
I would really love that Webtoon invested in short comics feature more like a graphic novel style instead of all season series. Okay, so that like if they want to say like the future of comics is in like scrolling webtoons, yeah, great, but at the same time, if you claim to be for everyone, you kind of need to try and
make different things. Sorry, but yeah, lots of fantasy things are not long, because fantasy not even just fantasy, lots of dramatic big play elements are not very long. Like, they usually get longer the later they go on, but from the beginning they tend to be relatively short, because it's supposed to help you build like a connection with your characters. And while it doesn't have to be super short, but a bit shorter and a little more time spent on character interaction, one, make it feel less like you're wasting time, but also make the people who are reading it really connect with your characters, because they have to watch them face to face. In a comic, it's a little bit different from a movie, but that logic is still holds true.
I don't know about the pacing in webtoons compared to comics is way slower and more explicit. Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Depends on the comic, though, doesn't it?
It really depends.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of comics I've seen that have like they use like white space to pace their comic, which is really useful. White, black space, whatever, the space in between panels. But then they go a bit overboard, because on mobile it looks normal, but on PC it's like 6 miles long.
Webtoons actually claim to be online content with comic elements.
That's wait. They said that? They said that? They didn't say that. Where did they say that?
No.
Pan, I want to see this. I don't think you understand. Oh my god, you've like tingled the lizard part of my brain. Oh my god, they said that.
Let me Google this.
Did they really just back out? Oh my god, okay, cool. I mean, I'm sure that's the
Oh.
Did you please tell me when you Google? Oh god, no.
No. I'm looking at what Pan said.
Yeah.
So which one was it? Like which convention was it that they went to? A few weeks ago. Yeah.
You mean the one where they you mean the one when they invited all the comic creators? Oh, that one. I need to ask some of my other connections that went, but God. Yeah, of course they wouldn't, because they also. I'm gonna say something about the Webtoon contest. The Webtoon thing that they did. That's really funny. They invited two groups. They invited readers, and they invited obviously creators. Right? They paid the readers $150 to be there.
What?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear this?
Just trust me. I know people who went. They paid the readers $150 to be there.
Can you get into my DMs about this later?
Like, yeah, I would tell you in my DMs. It was one of our staff went.
Oh wait, Yas went?
No, not Yas. I'm not gonna throw Yas under the
Yes.
bus like that. I'll throw under the bus in better ways. But they
Oh
paid
God, please don't do
they
that.
paid the readers 100 because it was a survey, and the survey you have to obviously have people sign. You've done your ethical things before. You got people sign it. So as the incentive to come, they paid the money.
Okay, surveys I understand ish, but at the same time, like, but were there other things that were happening at that event?
Oh yeah, no. The as far as I was aware of, the reader one was a shambles. It was like
Oh
it
no.
was like data collection, but the worst method of data collection possible. I mean, like, look, okay. Here's how it's like. If you're collecting data on people, you want to understand how people feel. You would probably ask people who interact with an object on a higher level a lot more. And to be fair, there were several sessions, so they could have changed their mood at a different session. But in the session that the connections I have went to, they said that they would put themselves down as like high users. They were asked a handful of questions that were relatively irrelevant, didn't really do anything, and didn't really address any of the problems. Yeah, the team is supportive and helpful, but you know who else is supportive and helpful? My English teacher from high school who didn't teach me anything and I failed. Being supportive and helpful doesn't mean shit. I'm sorry, everyone is.
Okay. Okay. So in this whole thing about like, I mean, reformat, I mean, being encouraged to reformat
680.
into scroll format.
Yeah.
I think we've covered this before like multiple times because where all like the traffic is on the internet, it does make sense to like try and like reformat for scroll because it's easier to read that way.
Yeah.
But at the same time though, like if your I mean, if your comic is, I mean, no, also best experienced in print as well, you can you there are other places that encourage like
Yeah.
the print format, like site scrolling
Hiveworks
with
and
the print page.
Spider. Let me get their name. I had their name like yesterday.
Not Spiderweb Chronicle.
No, Spiderweb Chronicles. It's
Yeah.
where
By the way, it's 680. I think at this point.
yeah, it's 680, and I'm very sad about it. Carrie, like the reason why I the reason why I have a problem with the phrasing is because when it comes to company speak, that phrasing usually is a way of backing out while saying something. You're saying it that way because if somebody were to offer you a method of expansion that goes away from that, you do it. It's like it's like a Newgrounds the website would they used to define themselves as an online media and gaming place, right? That was to encourage people to post videos so that if the videos did better, they could pivot. It's a method of giving yourself an out, at least in business speak. Like, I know what you mean though. It could easily be used as a way of just saying, well, we do comics, but in like a very businessy speak way. That could also be a thing. It depends on your business speak. Business speak is dumb.
Yeah.
It's something like
It's
that.
said by a guy who felt it was stupid to read traditional comics on the phone wave to scroll side to side. Remember, you mentioned that there were some comics that did allow certain some feature comics.
Yeah, they do, but they only work on the mobile. It's stuff like Illustrated, Internet, and stuff. People who chose it before they took it away can still do it. Yeah, Spider Forest. So it's like Spider Forest and Hiveworks really. All right, I get your point. Carrie. But yeah, Spider Forest Comics and Hiveworks really encourage the print format writing. And Carrie, I do understand your point with that. I will say that to defer to that would be okay. It's just like again, we had that whole thing at the beginning. I was like, I've been burned by too many companies. I don't always trust what they say. I don't know. So it's like a two-sided thing. You just look at it how you want to. Be careful, but give them some hope, I guess. And Carrie, Webtoons has always emphasized scrolling fire because it was set up by a guy who
don't put all your eggs in just the one basket. Like,
indeed. By a guy who was stupid who felt it was stupid to read traditional comics on a phone where you have to scroll side to side.
Back when smartphones were smaller, I could understand why.
Yeah, but I mean now every phone is the size of a tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Unless you're an iPhone, like really, but.
Unless you're like an iPhone like XS or something, the smaller iPhone.
iPhones are like, I mean, okay, fine, they are still getting bigger, but at the same time, like, there's still one of the smallest phones like available, like small smartphones available.
Okay, fair enough. To convince Pants to use the scrolling format, fair enough. The scrolling format is generally, in my opinion, just good.
It actually is quite forgiving. It
Yeah.
has a lot of like it has it like I mean lets you like funds a few other things like. In fact, with the scrolling format, sometimes you can get away with certain things just like being text instead of like having to
Yeah.
draw panels and backgrounds with it.
There is a trade off.
There's a trade off in that you what?
You can't do like big 2-panel sweeps or anymore. You can't really do wide angles like super wide. You know what I mean? You have to compromise and cut off the edges, but it's fine in the end. I think it's fine. It works out for me at least.
You mean this is like instead of like white sweeps, you either have to like turn your phone, which is a little bit weird, or you have to find some way to make it like flow like a longer part of vertical canvas.
Yeah.
And which can have some really nice results if done right, but at the same time it's just like odd.
That's very true.
And from judging from my own experience in getting a scroll format webtoon printed. Whoa, how many new pages and panels did I make, my dear artist, for again?
Make the viewer do the work. Spin their phone 360 degrees on transport. I love you, Carrie.
Yeah, okay, and you can have audio on a webtoon, which is great. Okay, fine, you only can do it when you're featured, but in other places, yeah, you can.
I mean, a lot of people say the audio adds a lot for them. I'm happy it adds a lot for you. Never adds anything for me.
Have a villain in the comic to next. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, there is still a beauty in analog, and some stories really do come through that way. And the kinds that encourage you to slow down a little bit more and take your time reading it instead of, because webtoons is still very much binge. Just by virtue of being on that platform itself, you will still find some readers who will take their time and happily sit and read a certain webtoon. They just like not really in print. They will still slow down and read. At the same time, though, like a lot of other people are just.
Oh yeah, I get those a lot. I get them especially for Webcomics 356, but I get those a lot.
Have the villain in the comic turn the axis around. Yeah, that is actually
that's pretty good. That's a pretty good way of doing it. There's lots of cool transitions you can make using the scroll format. So like, enjoy it, use it, do something else with it if you can. That would be great. Like, I have no problem with the scroll format. I think it's fine. I think it's perfect. In fact, for the consideration of what a mobile phone is and how we use it, it's completely normal. I don't think taking away the print format is particularly any help. But I mean, I can see where it could come from in keeping the infrastructure. I mean, no, even the infrastructure for that is nothing. It's 5 lines of code, whatever. They wanted to push it. No, I didn't cut off. I stopped talking because I was just like, there's no point. It doesn't matter either way.
Yeah, I think for some people, and this is going to sound really like this is going to sound bit but it probably pays to controversial.
Ooh.
It probably pays to try plotting a certain segment of your story in both the scroll and print formats, and you can sort of start to appreciate the differences in both.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot.
It is a lot of work. You don't have to draw everything out. Just
you said that, and I was just like, oh god.
No, just do it as an exercise. Plot something like you would do for a page, and then plot it like you would do for scrolling, and you'll just do it just to see, you can see like how different it is, like the other considerations you have to make, and you will find like how you would like. I mean, you do like this. I mean, show the same scene like differently. You might actually find that there are changes you prefer in one over the other, but yeah, you gotta work with the limitations between both.
Indeed, she's right. Listen to Kaz. What's wrong with you? You tired?
I'm stretching a little bit because I have like a bit of a crick in my
Carrie, please give us more of your kernels of wisdom. Give me that Ubuntu.
Oh my god, not that kernel.
Come on, that was pretty good. Come on.
Yeah, because the other kernel I'm thinking is like No. The other kernel I'm thinking is like the kernel. I'm trying to sneak around.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm here trying to make computer jokes. Come on, I have a degree. I'm allowed to make these jokes now.
I got the joke. I'm just like
dummy thick.
Oh, most of us here. Most of
Most
us
is here.
I mean,
Most of your dummy thick.
we've been talking for what, about 1.5 hours, and it jumped around quite a bit. Like, I mean,
around.
okay, so let me give it to another thing. Like, I mean, maybe at the end of the day, and this is gonna come as like a huge like, but I've always wanted to for people. Maybe at the end of the day, some people shouldn't be looking at comics as the main moneymaker.
Yeah. Don't. Okay. You're not gonna. I don't know. Personally, I feel like while it's great to make long series and look for it and hope that it makes you money, like, I don't personally like long series comics. From the perspective, let me get to it. From the perspective of, like, there's a point at which you know they're writing a story, and there's a point at which you know they got here and they went, okay, I need to make sure I get to the point where this character's growth makes sense. So sometimes they're writing stuff for character growth, and you can really see it. Like how you can see, what do you call it? In Naruto, it starts out and it's a lot of stuff that's going on, right? And at some point they go, we want to make him grow, so we're going to just put stuff in that happens. And you can really see it in the story. And I don't know, for me, it really pulls me out. It pulls me out of the story, but I think that if you're going to write a story, if you got a long story to write it. It's good. Do it. Make sure your story is relatively pointed and you know where you're going to hit and you know the beats you're going to hit, but please end it at some point. Don't go for forever. Again, don't be One Piece. That's basically my rule of thumb. Don't be One Piece. One Piece is going for too long. Fuck that. £7.
No, but honestly though, let me say that, I mean, maybe like making comics is like for everyone. Like, I mean, these one is, I mean, in terms of like making money, like sustainable money off comics isn't necessarily for. And people are like, no, I have visions of like being successful, like whatever. And I do have to ask, like, what is your idea of success when it comes to comics? Is it being the next mangaka that you want to be in Japan, which is probably impossible unless you have like assistant teams and you know, publisher to back you and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then you're making you have to be making like $8,000 a month for that to even work perfectly. Otherwise, you're making $6,000. You're using probably $2,000, and you're living off of ramen, which ramen's great and all, but not every day.
Or is success being featured on Line Webtoon itself? Okay, yeah, sure, but maybe your story isn't exactly the kind of stuff that Line Webtoon is looking to invest in right now, and you're gonna beat yourself up like thinking that you're not success, you're a shit artist because of it, and that's not the case either. Like maybe your idea of success is going from convention to convention, like, you know, selling like your webcomic like everywhere, but then you realize that your that, I mean, it's something that you can't do because maybe like you need to invest a lot in getting to different conventions, and it's not money you can invest right now, whatever reason.
That's true. I don't know, just
and all this, and you have to consider like growing your skills in between.
Yeah, exactly. Like a big problem of comic making is that if you're not careful, it could dull your skills. So maybe try looking at multiple paths, explore the different avenues. Make comics for a while. It's good. Make art. It's good. But maybe after making art, you go, maybe I should make art somewhere else. Please. Like, it's okay. I want to finish everyone's comics, but honestly, if you guys do the Steven Universe creative director thing and you all just stop writing because you want to move out and do something more creative and do something different, I will hate you forever internally, and I will watch Jello Apocalypse videos about you just so that I can remember it. But I'll move on, and I'll be happier that you're making good work.
For context, the creative director of Steven Universe had a really well-known webcomic, Yeah. And it got really big, and then he finally and somewhere in the middle it stopped.
No, it was the chapter before the end.
Yes, the chapter before the end. He then went on to work on other things like Steven Universe and all that, and people were like, oh great, it's good for you, you've whatever. I mean, you've gotten success or whatever, but finish your damn webcomic.
Yeah.
And I get it, but at the same time,
no. You got me invested for 9 months. Okay, whatever. No, it's fine. It's fine. What I'm saying is move on. It's okay. Ignore me. My anger comes from elsewhere.
We had a conversation. We had a conversation like yesterday, I think, with in terms of like you know how much is an artist like obliged to their fans? How much
You're not.
are fans?
You're
owed and
obliged to
stuff?
them almost zero. You owe fans $0, 0 pence.
Yeah. I feel more pressure to make a living off this the quicker the older I get. By marriage, it won't happen immediately. So, Monji said that it took much later in the life of comics. Yeah. Monji, I love her comic. You can see that all her experiences in like you know interacting with all the various communities and people that she's worked with in gaming and like YouTube, shines in her comic. Like they feel like I mean reading it, I'm like, yep, people. The people in that kind of community are like, yep, and they feel real.
Yeah,
the characters in the comic.
Her characters feel real. Like, despite what anyone else might think about all of her work overall, her characters, the way she draws people, the way she writes people, it feels real and honest. And that only comes from time, experience, and knowing what failure is, and knowing how to move on and do other things. You don't just. I'm not saying give up on it. Please just do other things. That's all I've been saying this whole time. Just do other things. It's okay.
I mean, the other things will actually make you a better like person and like you know more experienced person, and you can then like how you want to apply it.
This isn't the be all end all. You're all so young, so young. None of you knew what E-Bombs World was. You're all so young. You know,
I actually know the name. I never knew what it really was.
That's good enough. You're doing better than 80% of the people in chat right now.
What?
Move.
World.
Yeah, move on. You'll be fine. You don't have to be successful now. You don't have to be successful at this when you're 30. You don't have to be successful at this until you are.
You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to monetize every interest.
Yeah. The guy who said that fucking Monet 720 thing, monetize the things you love, that way you never work a day in your life. That guy never worked. That's why he said that. It's still work. God damn, I got called out. It's still work, you know. Do other things. Move on. Make different things. Come back. Make a comic again. Do short stints of comics. It's good for you. It's a really good way of like one, seeing your experience, and two, writing a story that you really care about. I'm working on a comic that I'm going to do, and it's only going to be 12 chapters. It is predetermined to be 12 chapters. You know, just so that I write 12 and I'm done and I never look back again. I'll come back in 6 months and I'll write something again. I'll basically be Hunter x Hunter writer. But shit. 740.
When your hobby becomes your job, it's work. It always...
Yeah.
You don't have to be successful until you... It's like people die when they're killed.
It's true. You don't have to be successful until you are. Just keep doing the thing. You might
want to keep checking on what success means to you.
Yeah, that's literally like 80% of that thing. It's like keep doing your thing, live your life, be who you are. One day you'll find yourself to be as successful as you need to be, and you're fine. Success means different things, different people. Feature is success. Getting one person to send me a message last Christmas and tell me that they want me to keep making work. For me, I'm successful already. I'm the first one to admit I have like pretty high ideas of success, but then again, it has always been the case for me. It is the Asian mentality.
I think any creator I work with can attest to the fact that I'm benchmarking like my what I need to be able to do as an editor against like the greats in a way. It's
foreigner think, man. That's literally what we get trapped in. It's foreigner think. Foreigner think? Yeah, if you're not from like Britain or America, you don't live there. What foreigner think is when you move to places like that, the only thing you go there with thinking is you have to be successful or you've wasted your time. And the success they tell you is you have to be the best, and that's what success.
Like no one ever was.
Exactly, you got to be the Ash Ketchum, but not as bad as Ash Ketchum. He never actually won. He won like 4 bad, whatever. Let's not get into that. You know, like the foreigner thing is when you leave your country, when you leave your home, you gotta be.
To be fair, successful. You should be moving your goalposts. Yeah, I mean, I mean, like in terms of like but only because I want to make a career out of this. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like moving up the country. You don't want to be flipping burgers your whole life. Okay, SpongeBob hater, how could you say something so mean? No, but yeah, you might not want to do that forever. Move up, change the goalpost, move forward. Change the way you think.
Once you're at like a pretty high level already, and if you are, you can stay
Sometimes you
there
just
for a
stop.
little while.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if you reach a
alright.
point where you're comfortable, life is doing well, you don't really want to go higher, stay there. But like, it's okay.
But
So
if circumstances change, you do need to still keep updating like your
yeah,
keep abreast of like whatever
like
you need to know.
most of us completely correct. Lowering expectations a bit and working your way up to higher expectations really helps. Like that's the one thing YouTube has taught me. Just the fact that I put videos on YouTube. Putting videos on YouTube, like just even for a day, will freak your mind out forever. Because you start seeing numbers, and your brain starts doing like immediate statistical analysis, and every time but like at some point I just went, oh fuck it, and then I
Oh
lowered my
God, most of
yeah. I'm planning to be honest. I lowered my expectations to like getting one comment. The day I got one comment was like the happiest day of 2018. And I raised it a little bit to something else. Like that's all it's been. That's good. It's good enough. Just
I think
grow.
yeah. Okay, so then how do you know like what you should be expecting and working towards? Talk to other people,
Yeah.
like and then like but don't talk to like just or not all like all similar
Talk to
people. Like for
people who
you,
have worked in your field, who want to work in your field. Talk to people who are working and have, in your opinion, made it. Send
but at the
Monkey
same
an
time though,
email.
for them, right, their expectations of their expectations are different
Yeah,
from,
of
I mean,
course.
if your skill level is different to theirs as well.
But they also understand what it was like to be you, to some degree. And it could be good.
Yeah,
It could be good advice to let you on the right track. Send an email to Mongi. Hell, send an email to Ken. If you like Ken's work, I
Ken.
don't know. Kenny Comics. I don't know. If you like their work,
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my God, you Kenny.
If you see an artist on Twitter that you really like, right? Tweet at them or send them a message and be like,
Okay. Yeah, just make sure when you send
yeah,
messages, you practice proper etiquette,
yeah,
not like
don't
just.
be a weirdo about it. Just be like, hey, I've been working a lot, and I was wondering when you were at a level that when you were starting out or whatever, how did you feel about success and barriers that could help out? Just something minor, nothing crazy. Don't ask them to determine your life. But
By the way, don't take it personally. Like not a lot of artists are going to be very good at
yeah,
explaining
they
this.
will be terrible at
So
explaining it, but it will give you a general idea of where you should be if you have any comprehension skills.
where you should be again. Then I don't know. I feel like I've been correcting you a lot.
All you do is
This.
disagree with me. It's fine because the way I see the world is very different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because when I started doing the YouTube videos, I emailed these other people that do podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you about it. I don't
That's
want to tell you about it.
not for the faint. Yeah, the not for the faint of heart. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some. I mean, yeah. I mean, don't like. I mean, let what I say scare you off. It's just like be a bit more careful.
But I
You
am
choose to DM.
yeah, but I emailed them about this and I was just like, hey, when you started out, you probably had all these problems. How did you deal with them? And they were just like, it was very vague things. Because of course they don't want to give you direct advice, because if they do, it could mess you up. So they give you vague stuff, and they're just like, we thought that we should just aim for making better types of our own content and figuring out how we stood and things like that. And that's all we have done. You know?
I think you need like different types, surround yourself with different types of people as a content creator to sort of check where you're going and whether you're doing like
Indeed.
what you want. People who have been in your shoes but have already like gotten more success that you want to get. People who are in sort of similar boats to you. People who are sort of like and people who are totally not in like the same boat, but they take a passion. I mean, take like an interest in who you are and what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
because those people outside of what you do, they sometimes might have like ideas of the ideas that you don't realize.
That's true.
And apparently that's what I've been to like some artists. Just even though I'm not actively creating the same thing with
You've
them,
been that for all of us, because you are a bastion of ideas and thoughts, and also how to execute them. You're not just the idea guy.
Oh God, please don't be just the idea.
Exactly. Don't be. Kaz is never just the idea guy. Kaz is the idea execution and perfection guy. Gal. Correction.
Yeah. I don't know, and then the worst thing is half the time I just think that maybe I am just the ideas guy. Like I just throw it back at like my creatives and they have to do it.
Yeah, no, you don't. Like if you don't give half the advice and thoughts you do, we don't get anywhere. It's basically project management and thought management. You know what I mean? I think
Thought management. You make me sound like some like
yeah. This is 1984, and you were the thought police. Welcome to Apocalypse, motherfucker. 7:40. I'll take that
God,
one.
Oh
I think it's
gosh.
important. Musa, why? Why, Musa? I think it's important to also not take it personally if they're blunt or don't even answer, just because they're busy people. So DM them if you're prepared for that. Yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't say you have to. I'm saying if you know someone who's pretty open to answering questions, maybe sometimes they have like a curious cat. That's what it's called. Yeah, we should get a curious cat.
Not me.
But they got a curious cat, and you can ask them questions there, and they tend to give pretty, because it's anonymous. You don't have to be afraid of yourself, and also they can give you vague good answers. I suggest going to people like H Bomber Guy on YouTube. He has a curious cat, and he's a very creative person. He can answer you. I'm just gonna suggest people I watch on YouTube that do art as well. H Bomber Guy and what you call it, ContraPoints. They also have a curious cat.
Some people who set up a curious cat, a lot of them, I'm not gonna say all, a lot of them actually are the kind to also give like well thought and well written answers. Judge a little bit, like go and look at the curious cat like past answers and see like how they responded to some other people's questions. If you feel at ease, then that's when you can set. You can be guaranteed.
Give yourself the best possible platform to get off and do well. That's just it. That's genuinely, in the end, that's more about it. Give yourself the best possible platform to get off the ground with your work and do well. You are doing art. You are not doing comics. You are doing art. What you are doing is using your art to make comics. It's true. I'm just saying, it sounds like semantics.
Where are we going?
It sounds like semantics, but it's just like no. That's the end of the whole thing. But it sounds like semantics, but it's like, remember that you are doing art. You're making art. Don't lose sight of that part of your work, and then focus on a subset of the things you could possibly be doing with your time. That's what I mean.
Nen just wants a lot of comics people to get out there and street graffiti their walls.
Honestly, if Carrie sent me
Rage Against the Machine, F the Police.
Hell yeah! If Carrie sent me street graffiti right now, Carrie, if you send me street graffiti, I will work for you for free forever. I'll do anything. I'll buy you your groceries. I'll clean your house. I'll wipe down your Cintiq. But only if you send it within the next 15 minutes.
Oh my god, what is this? Why?
I'm selling myself to Carrie. I've been doing it for years. It's been a slow, gentle move towards selling away my soul.
Oh my gosh.
That's the funniest thing I've said in my life.
Can you pay my bail?
Yes, I will pay whatever bails you want.
Bail, not bills. Yeah,
no, I said no. Oh, bails, multiple. I expect him to commit multiple crimes. Fresh salmon.
Yeah, I like the fact that Oppose is weighing in on this because his art has got this whole street graffiti kind of.
I really want to see Oppose's
art kind of feel.
Oppose, please grace my Discord with your work.
Hang on, just go and look at his damn Twitch, man.
No, I want it to be given to me like grapes. I want to be fed.
My God.
I want to be fed like a rich old man.
Work for it, Nan. Work for it. You just expect it to fall.
I refuse. It's $20,000. I said you didn't. Police let me have a computer.
That's great.
That's a pretty good setup there, buddy.
Yeah. A great shit.
Look, I'm trying to make friends without telling them I'm trying to make friends, Kat. Don't call me out like this. Don't give me Twitter.
You're fucking tsundere.
Yeah. Oh my god, she swore. You know what that means, guys? It means nothing.
In before I'm actually swearing just to get sabotage him.
Yeah, that's literally it. I am a spoiled boy. All right, we've had a fun time. We've talked about lots of things. I think it would be good for us to do a minor recap.
Yeah.
Please.
Minor. Don't tunnel vision. The world is much bigger than you think. I mean, focus is important, but I mean, at the same time, take some time to stop, breathe, look where you're going, and correct your course if you need to, or maybe if you can still afford to keep going for a little while longer.
Yeah.
Please, don't hermit yourself. I can understand for some people it's kind of hard to get out for reasons, and like the internet can be helpful. Like but just make sure you're getting in contact with various other people and learning what you can from them. Don't not just
the internet,
your art and what.
Yeah, go outside. There are lots of art, even in the places where art is almost never valued. Like, just you guys know what I'm talking about. Go there. There's an art community. There will be an art community. It may have a couple snobbish twats, but there'll be some nice people in there. Almost definitely, by the law of averages. And those people will help you out. Meet somebody.
And even in art communities, like from time to time, there are conversations that people have about stuff that isn't always art related, like some pretty deep stuff. Yeah, I mean, some philosophical things, like life things.
Yeah, if you want to talk about that stuff with me, come talk. I love philosophy. That's literally like 80% of my life. But also make friends.
Yeah, go on.
No, so but also
at least one. Oh, those what?
Make friends outside in real life.
Friends. Yeah, especially if you're making comics, that kind of knowledge will ensure that you don't write stereotypes or like just surface surface level whatnot. Yeah. If whatever no results popped up.
Wait, hold on. Did I write that correctly? Oh wait, that's a different. Hold on. What's my current name? Wait. Oh wait, I stopped paying for Discord for a bit, so my account might have changed.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I became 0212. These bastards. My original number was 0100, and then they took it away from me.
Yeah, because like if you change your
but it was that before I got Discord. It's just the moment I paid, it now became a scramble. Whatever. Anyway, you should find me now.
Someone in complete isolation from society would write an interesting comic. The novelty only lasts for so long.
Yeah, like. Have you seen that YouTube channel, Primitive Technology? It's fun, but it only lasts like an hour, and then you kind of go, "This is kind of boring." Like, yeah, your life, you're alone, but okay.
Because people don't want to feel too disconnected.
People read your comic to escape reality. They don't want to feel existential dread, unless they're me.
No. I mean, they want to escape reality, but you still need some semblance of reality to not make it too far out there. Otherwise, you just lose readers. So pretty much, yeah. Interact with the world, because art pretty much is an activity that makes you interact with the world anyway. And don't talk much. And look after yourselves. Please sleep enough.
Yeah, please sleep enough. Please rest. Please eat. Eat more.
Wait,
kids.
have you changed your number?
Yeah, I just changed it back. I paid for Discord. It's fine. I literally bought it while we were talking.
God. Nitro Classic or Nitro?
Nitro Classic. How did I pay for Nitro? Do I look stupid?
Because you can boost servers now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm poor, and I'm gonna be a teacher, so I'm very poor.
You sleep enough. Looks time 3 a.m. Okay. I get some people are night owls, but as long as you have enough hours.
Yeah.
And I do realize that doing this podcast at a time is really disadvantageous for Nen. I am really sorry.
It's fine. Don't worry. Getting partner at Discord. We can't get that until we get 100 people. So tell your friends. Tell all of your friends.
Partner in Discord requires us to have a lot more clout on Twitch.
Yeah.
Than we have.
And on YouTube. Tell all of your friends. Watch all the YouTube videos. Click the like button. Comment. Actually, comments count a lot more than likes in a very weird way. Even if it's just yeah, do it. I'm not even kidding. I've got to post this work in an art station. I feel so. Oh my god, this is so cool, isn't good. It? Yeah, I'm looking at 2B because I love 2B more than almost anything.
2Booty.
Booty.
Yeah.
Those.
Do you want to throw it?
Why is she thicker than a bowl of oatmeal? Oh my god. I usually use the chat to promote myself. Promote this. Look at this. Look at the work. That 2B's them thighs though. God.
And she's got that prayer pose.
Yeah,
exactly. You know that Papa Bless pose almost.
Those thighs. They're thicker than my lifespan. God damn it.
They're thicker than you are. Wait, what?
I mean, it's true, but I am quite the thick boy. You know, I've got a fupa. I stopped playing football, so I got a fupa now. It's perfect.
Oh, God.
I'm going into full dad mode.
I think we should thank our like sponsor, thank our patrons.
Yeah,
and,
we thank our favorite sponsor, the only man who's ever loved me more than Carrie. It's how we lose people, man. Mosa Box. Thank you, Mosa. You're so beautiful. Mwah.
Yeah, speaking
Mwah.
about thick,
Chef's
right?
kiss.
Moso actually sells
Yeah.
merch. Like,
If you draw,
posters and the like
indeed,
with
if you draw thick girls, thick boys, nice boys, soft boys, you want to put your
and you want to sell merch.
Yeah, you want to get your merch to Moso, baby. He keeps them cheap. He keeps them affordable, and he takes them to conventions for you. Yeah. So
You see when we're talking about explore your other options.
Yeah, explore those options. Also, the opening page of his website says MLG Pro and Obey on someone's hat, and I'm not gonna lie, that literally made me. That got me.
Yeah, so if you use a code on his website, like use our code, what's WCHub, right?
Yeah, WCHUB, WCHUB, you get $5 off any orders $50 and up, and there's a lot of things, and everything's considering most posters are $10, 5 posters, and you want to get $5 off that. I mean, for me,
he also doesn't sell posters. There's they're plastics as well.
Yeah, there's postcards.
So you can get your plastic love in for your waifu.
Exactly. Hey. There's literally.
But that's a really good song, right? I like it.
You can also get collections. If you don't want to just buy one thing, you want to buy multiple things. He puts them in collections, and you can get them all together. There's keychains. There's stickers.
You see titty pads when you see titty mouse pads. Yeah.
Oh my god, titty pads. Little flipper. It's good. It's good stuff. If you want good stuff, go his website. Yes.
And if you're an artist, looking to put stuff up on there, eventually, he kidnaps people lovingly. So
that's very terrifying. What she says.
It's great though because you don't have to foot the cost of printing yourself.
That's true. I'm being held against my will. Kaz is holding me against my will. Please save me. Everybody, anybody. Khajiit has wares if you have code.
Khajiit has wares if you. The only thing I'm holding right now is this mug.
Yeah.
We
should make merchandise. What do we have currently? Well, currently we're working on merchandise. We have some designs. We're going through them. I told the artist Jay. I told him to draw.
Yeah, Jay. Big up, Jay. Thank you for being.
I told him to just because I saw the other stuff and I was like, those are sticker worthy. I was like, I'm something I can actually put on a jacket or a sweater or a hoodie. I told him to just go take vaporwave aesthetic and then draw a logo with a vaporwave aesthetic.
Is that why we have our really creepy TV head at one point because it was almost vaporwavy?
We have our TV head. I'm going to keep that and probably take off the body, put the head, and put it on a hoodie or something. But the vaporwave thing I think will be funny. Cow stickers.
Oh no!
Most are just like, I want to make those stickers, boy.
and then the cow's cute. Oh god, no. That'll be funny. You'd actually have bring us around with you. That's a really weird thought.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about her, but that terrifies me.
Okay, I send you the stick. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is in the works. It will take time. I don't know we have the clout enough for it yet, but it's just.
I'm putting it up, and I want to allow patrons to be able to get it because if they're giving us money and they can get it for cheaper, that's good. For everyone else, I mean, if you want, it's just gonna be cool looking clothes. Honestly, I'm going more for cool looking clothes than anything else. Clothes you can wear outside.
I want something with a smart ass tagline on it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but what's a smart ass tagline? Do I look like a smart ass to you?
Well, yeah. You've always been the smart ass. What
is this? Jail? Why am I getting? No, I'm not gonna go there. That's a bad joke. Stop.
Okay. Then obviously we need to thank our patrons.
Yeah, of course we need to thank our wonderful, beautiful patrons. Ayashi, also known as Quadruple A, he's just doing me some good work. Ian McDougall. I'm not gonna lie, his name has always got me. He sounds like an evil villain from a television show. I love his name.
He is an evil villain from a television show. Indeed. What are you talking about?
Our Lord and Savior, Archangel, all praise the Son. And our boy, Nick the Halfling, who is also wonderfully donating to the collective. and keeping us afloat, that we may rise again and take the power away from the establishment and seize the methods of production. I need to stop.
Man.
What? Seize the methods of production.
But yeah, so I mean, if you'd like to like throw us a little something on Patreon, like please do. That's
give us that Patreon cash.
Yeah,
money.
we are actually working on like things to put up there as well. Like I mean,
patrons get little things, but patrons currently at this moment get patrons of $5 tier and up at this moment get 10% off of all of our merch when it comes out with the code. Every month, by the way. So if you forget to do it 1 month, the next month you can, and also that way you can stop from giving the codes to your friends. They get to watch all of our exclusive dubs and any exclusive shows we make before they come out. And also some stuff will just be left exclusive to the patron for the patrons. For example, we have the Great Duke of Hell video that we finished working on and ironing out how we want the aesthetics to go, and that's probably you're only gonna get about half of it on YouTube. The last and the funniest part, in my opinion, will stay on Patreon. I love that video. So I need to show you the completed one.
Please do. I mean, there are other things that I have done. Like
Kaz has done
as well.
Yeah, you get one random unique voice quip from Kaz that you can use on your phone. The last one was terrifying.
The last one. Well, I gave people options, you know.
You do give people options. Also, you've gone really creepy and terrible. She scares me. Help me, people. Give me that money so I can run.
Hello, guys. It's your favorite Yandere podcast moderator.
Help me oppose. Actually, we actually surprisingly give a lot of stuff for people who say we don't give a lot.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, we're still figuring it out as well. And if you have any suggestions, just hit us up, because I mean the both of us like do this like on the side while we've got our main gigs. Like, oh, hot. Thanks, Hyde. I try.
Uber Eats driver when they come and get in the car. Thank you, Vivi. Miss Anti-ASMR, please continue.
Flight attendant Kaz. Ladies and gentlemen, seatbelt sign has been switched off.
I feel unsafe. Help me.
As a patron, can I request downs of Kaz dubbing that?
Yes.
We can try.
I mean, we can fully do it if you want. I'm not gonna lie. We also take any suggestions you have for any podcast, and we take them into consideration, and we tell you if we can and can't do them. And yours will have obviously precedent over anyone else's, and probably precedent over some of ours. So that'll be good.
Then doing a yeah. See, you get to vote on these sort of things.
Yeah. And then also, we're working on a video. I said that we're working. I'm currently working on a video using a heuristic I made for better critiquing of comics, because there was a discussion we had a while ago with some people who made me aware
on good critique. Yeah,
on how critique, because I talked about it last time as well. Critique should be to raise up. So I'm making a critique I'm trying to make a critique system that's more, hey, these are the things that you can learn from this, and these are the things that may not be executed so well, but also are a method of learning from someone's work and how they improve. And it's a way, and the numbers and the values are near meaningless, because the most important thing is the words and the things I waste my time saying. So if you want to see the first one, and where I'm probably going to be dressed up in a lab coat and in IRL, I'm really
Zebra's actually going to make you.
No,
like
I bought a lab coat. I mean IRL. I have a camera.
Oh, you're actually going to film face reveal.
I have a DSLR. You know this, right? I'm a photography student.
Yeah.
No one ever remembers this.
All right.
But yeah, this has been awesome.
We are getting.
You've been awesome.
Yeah, we are getting on time.
Yeah,
we are getting on time.
We are way over time. You've been awesome.
Yeah, what's happening? What's happening next show?
Next show is. I need to go to the calendar. Give me like a second. The next show is with potential guest.
God. We were supposed to schedule like someone in like
Yeah, Jules Susan was supposed to be last week. I should probably ask Jules if she could come on the 8th.
Not last week. Like she was supposed to be at one point, but then
2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'll ask if she can do on the 8th. I stream like all the time. If you watch my Twitch, you'll see my face a lot. Carrie's seen my face. Kaz has seen my face. I look ugly. All right, kids. Thank you so much for your time. As always, more content coming your way. I got that from YouTube. Don't I sound really like a YouTuber? Thank you to all the wonderful people.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the wonderful people in our life. Thank you to my wonderful co-creator, Kaz, who keeps me from constantly contemplating cancerous thoughts. Death. That too. Death.
Death,
Mostly death.
death, lunch.
Thank you, Tomoso, for wasting all of his time to watch this. The most.
Can you please not put our show down? Like, I know self-deprecation is
It's
like the
British.
usual British thing.
Damn it.
I know it's British, but please, we're trying to promote some of this whole positive.
Thank you to my boy Carrie. I just love you. It doesn't really matter what you do. I love you, baby.
Oh my god.
Thank you to
Can
my.
you not single sit?
I'm gonna single people out. Thank you to my 3 favorite viewers. Georgie. I don't know if you're still here, Georgie, but I love you. Joachim, because you're awesome. And my favoriteest of all the favorite viewers, SP. Baby, I see you. You always make it. All right? I know you make it, SP. It never lets me down. Respect.
Nen, I think I don't know. I mean, if SP allow it, I'll show you Espina later, thanks to Snapchat.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
All right. As always, more content coming your way. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the 8th of June. Yeah, the 8th of June. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love you. Good night.
Keep the conversation going on Discord or Twitter if you want. And yeah.
Also, check us out on Twitter. We have a Twitter. If you follow Twitter, we have a Twitter. We have an Instagram too. I think that's the code. Probably that. I don't know what it is. Yeah. We have an Instagram. You'll find it. Type Webcomics Hub on Instagram. Screw you. Hey.
Okay. You're gonna get Espina.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
Okay.